से अक्सर
अंधेरों में भी हो जाते हैं उजाले,
मिल सकती हैं राहों को मंजिल,
चलते जाए अगर हौसले संभाले,
अगर चल उठे ये सब दिए, रोशन होगा ये मुस्तकबिल। ये तो है तारे, सबकी आंखों के तारे, इनको कोई सवारे, इनको कोई निखारे।
मासूम से
आँखों में जितने सपने हैं एक दिन
ताबीरों में ढलेंगे,
ये है यकीन यही होना है कल। हिम्मत से अपनी ये दुनिया जीत लेंगे, हम ले चले
ये कारवां अब तू नहीं
कोई मंजिल। ये तो है तारे, सबकी आंखों के तारे, इनको कोई सवारे, इनको कोई निखारे। उम्मीद की किरणों से अक्सर
अंधेरों में भी हो जाते हैं उजाले,
मिल सकती हैं राहों को मंजिल,
चलते जाए अगर हौसले संभाले,
अगर चल उठे ये सब दिए, रोशन होगा ये मुस्तकबिल। आँखों में जितने सपने हैं एक दिन
ताबीरों में ढलेंगे,
ये है यकीन यही होना है कल। हिम्मत से अपनी ये दुनिया जीत लेंगे, हम ले चले
ये कारवां
ये सदियां रोशन होगा ये मुस्तकबिल ये तो है तारे सबकी आंखों के तारे इनको कोई सवारे इनको कोई निखारे
मासूम सी
आँखों में जितने सपने हैं एक दिन
ताबीरों में ढलेंगे
ये है यकीन यही होना है कल हिम्मत से अपनी ये दुनिया जीत लेंगे हम ले चले
ये कारवां अब दूर नहीं
कोई मंजिल ये तो है तारे सबकी आंखों के तारे इनको कोई सवाल है इनको कोई सवाल है
Assalamu alaikum, Seattle. Welcome to TCF Seattle Fundraiser 2020. Let's start today's program with the recitation of few verses of Holy Quran by Izza Zaidi.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وما لكم ألا تنفقوا في سبيل الله ولله ميراث السماوات والأرض لا يستوي منكم من أنفق من قبل الفتح وقاتل أولئك أعظم درجات من الذين أنفقوا من بعد وقاتلوا وكلا وعد الله الحسنى والله بما تعملون خبير من ذا الذي يقرض الله قرضا حسنا فيضاعفه له وله أجر كريم إن المصدقين والمصدقات وأقرضوا الله قرضا حسنا يضاعف لهم ولهم أجر كريم صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Subhanallah. Thank you, Izza, for the mesmerizing tilawat, and may Allah bless your voice and bless you. For those of you who are now joining us, welcome all of you to TCF Seattle Fundraiser 2020. I'm Omar Mohammed. I'm Emmer, and I have the honor to be your host for the evening. We have a wonderful program prepared for you. So for the next 2 hours, let's get the family together, let's get some popcorn, some samosas, chai, and let's make it truly a family evening to remember. Now, it might be more enjoyable to watch our program today on your TV if you have a smart TV and you can put up YouTube or Facebook Live. or a laptop or a desktop in your home, because the small screen for your phone might be a little too small to follow the content. But nevertheless, oh, by the way, did I mention that this is a fundraising event? TCF journey started 25 years ago. And over the course of last 2.5 decades, they have built 1,652 purpose-built schools all over Pakistan, providing quality education to over 266,000 students, employing and training over 12,500 all-female faculty staff. Today, TCF graduates have gone ahead to get higher education in elite universities in Pakistan and abroad, and have become doctors, lawyers, nurses, pilots, engineers. And many have decided to even come back and teach at TCF school to light 100 more candles of education. Every year for the last 12 years in Seattle, we make TCF Fundraiser a family, a community celebration event for everybody. Our show has always been sold out, and we raise a ton of money for this great cause of fostering education in Pakistan and building a future of Pakistan. But this year, I miss you all. You know, I'm sitting here in this green box, remembering last TCF event. I missed the entire community dressing up, filling the ballroom of a hotel, everybody shaking hands, hugging each other, that buzz in the ballroom, that excitement. I miss those little kids marching up the stage, creating beautiful, beautiful performances, and those hands of parents going up with their phones, trying to take their picture, get the best shot of their angels. I miss standing in front of you, asking you for donations, and you bringing me to my tears of gratitude with your generosity. I miss the entire community cheering and clapping when we, for your own generosity, when we exceed those targets through your generosity. I miss you all. I do. This has been a tough one. But TCF Seattle family, we decided that we're not going to be deterred by it. We must carry on the mission of promoting education, of building a better future for Pakistan. TCF schools are open these days in Pakistan with extra safety precautions, with hygienic restrictions, with social distancing. And we must do even more to fund the operations of these schools, make sure they run safely and smoothly. So we decided to hold our annual fundraiser in a virtual event. And we're coming to you live from Sherry and Kiran Bhabhi's Mathnasium here. The entire team kind of quarantined themselves with the family to make sure we can stay together and work together as a team safely, so we can all be part of the same facility here. And we realize this is much harder to do. The virtual event is actually much harder to bring than the event in person. And none of us here are broadcasting expert. We don't do this for profession. So if you experience any glitches, any technical difficulties, just please bear with us, stay with us, and we will get it resolved. Obviously, this is coming to you live. There is no editing. So if I make a mistake, if I'm guilty of saying something that you may not enjoy or like, please forgive me in advance. Now back to the program. We try to keep the same essence of our program as we had for last 10 years and incorporate all the elements of this in-person event that we have had for last 12 years. So today we will have one of the TCF founders joining us live. We will also have leaders from Seattle community come join us and give us an update of how your donations for the last 10 years or so have been used and having a tangible impact in the life of these kids and in the life of these communities. We will have some great messages by the kids. The little kids have prepared some nice videos and so on. We will have that as well. And most importantly, we will raise a lot of money. We will raise a lot of money. And by the way, as a surprise, we will also have Reema Khan joining us live. So we will get some candid conversation with Reema as well. So stay tuned for that as well. Now, you'll see a ticker in the bottom of your screen of how to donate. You can scan a QR code. There will be a QR code coming to you. You can go to the website through this URL and make your pledge over there. You can also WhatsApp Salman Zafar at the number on your screen. Now, don't message me. I won't be looking at my phone since I'm here, but you can pledge your donations today. And you don't have to write a check today. You can make a pledge today and pay it over time. Actually, as a matter of fact, over the next 12 months. So think about the entire donation you are going to make for the next 12 months, and you can make that pledge today and do it over time. With that, let's continue our program. We'll invite our first guest on the show, Mushtaq Chhapra Saab. Now, Mushtaq Saab is one of the founders of TCF. Most of the community already have met him, known him, and he's been actively involved with TCF over 2 decades. He's truly an inspiration to all of us, and I don't know how he even finds time, but he also is an active member of 2 other organization board, Patients Aid Foundation and the Kidney Center as well. Mushtaq Saab, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the Seattle event. Walaikum salam. I know it's early morning for you in Pakistan. It's right about 5 a.m. We're so grateful you're able to join.
I'm really grateful that you invited me, and TCF is one cause which we feel is greater than all of us. We are proud that we are able to help the children of Pakistan.
Thank you. Thank you. And Mushtaq Saab, some of our community members obviously new to TCF family. Could you please start from the beginning? Just give us a brief history of TCF and how it started.
First of all, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, my friends in the USA and in Seattle, especially. Seattle holds a very special place in my heart. The first time I ever came to Seattle was on an invitation by Mr. Javed Ikram. This was way back in 2012. And it's been thrilling that I came across a group of people, which is probably the best in anywhere else in the world, because I was charged. I was happy and motivated to see such a group of dedicated and then I subsequently made a number of trips to Seattle. I've attended a couple of galas in Seattle, and I want to say that I have attended a lot of galas in the USA, and Seattle probably, if not the top, it would rate in the first 3 best cities of the US. So thank you, Seattle. Thank you for all the people who are listening to Ahmer and now listening to me. So I would just like to start with a quote from Dr. Martin Luther, that which suits and which should set the mode of today. Rather, I'm in the morning, but you guys are sitting there in the evening, 5 o'clock, 5:15. Dr. Martin Luther King says, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness.
True.
Hate cannot drive out hate." And in the case of TCF, only literacy can have a permanent solution for Pakistan, for the children of Pakistan, and keep their dreams alive. So this story, the TCF story, begins, as Ahmer said, 25 years ago. This is 1995, exactly August of 1995. And the 6 founders, me and 5 of my friends, we had been, we are very fond. The Pakistanis are very fond of talking in drawing rooms. We have the solutions to all the problems, not only of Pakistan, but the world. But unfortunately, those decisions or those discussions remain in the drawing room, and we forget them after we disperse. In the morning, we get back to doing what we do, and then we come back again and then start all over again. So this was the scenario of our friends too, or the founders too. But one evening, we collectively decided that either we shut up or translate our solutions into action. And that was a momentous occasion. It was a decision which is in front of you all. But the founders decided that we will not do anything just on the ordinary or normal. We do something. When we decided, we pinned down it would be a in the area of education. We said we'll be bringing back quality education to the schooling system of Pakistan, because we felt that the education is the root cause of almost all the ills in a society, intolerance or health, even health, if you need hygiene, and many others. So we said that we'll have a system which will build and manage schools, not in Karachi, not in Lahore, not in Islam, but nationally. Then we said that we will have a co-education systems. We said that this organization will be not run by the founders or the board. This will be professionally managed. It will have the best levels of transparency. And finally, we would have a focused curriculum which will be teaching, will be critical thinking for the kids. It won't be a rote learning system. And thus, 5 areas of Karachi, the poorest of the poor areas of Karachi, was selected. And within a short span of 6 months, we built the first 5 schools in the Kachi Abadis of Karachi. And in the month of May 1996, we opened the doors to our first school. So this has been a incredibly gratifying journey. It has been, Allah has been so kind that, within our lifetime, our dream has been accomplished. I would say it has come true. And I hope that we can make the dreams of the children come true too.
This is so good. Yes. Thank you, Mushtaq. This is awesome. I mean, it's amazing to see how far we have come, but yet we still have ways to go. In Pakistan, obviously, 1 in 4 child, school-going a child, is still without a school. We got work to do still, Mushtaq. Let's together, if you don't mind, let's watch the story for a couple of TCF students, Nadeem and Sumbul, and their TCF journey.
My family migrated from interior Sindh to one of the slums in Karachi called Ibrahim Road. My father used to work in a copper factory and used to earn 300 rupees a month. When I grew up, I started working with him as well.
जब हम नानों के घर जाया करते थे तो रास्ते में रोड से बस में बैठे या वैन पे बैठे मेरी मम्मा हमेशा स्कूल को देखा करती थी, तो उनके दिल में ख्वाहिश पैदा होती थी कि मेरे बच्चे भी एक दिन यहाँ पे पढ़ेंगे, लेकिन बाबा की पे इतनी नहीं थी कि 50 रुपीस फीस होती थी, वो भी देनी बहुत मुश्किल होती थी.
There are millions of children like Nadeem and Sumbul in Pakistan, born into severe poverty. They have no access to quality education that will help them break through this cycle. And with more than 24 million children out of school in Pakistan, there is no crisis as severe as illiteracy.
Illiteracy is the #1 problem which lies at the root of all the problems we have. We used to, amongst ourselves, talk that, how can we actually influence to change their dreams to bigger things? Because everybody dreams, but you only dream of what you know. What you don't know, you don't dream. So, the job was to actually change their dreams into bigger aspirations.
Mushtaq Sahab, I want to continue our conversation. Let's talk a little bit about the TCF model, the school model. What makes it so unique and special?
Uh, we have seen a lot of solutions to a lot of good people, good institutions are doing work in Pakistan um towards the children's education. TCF, like I explained earlier, that has been always a very different sort of. You see, first of all, sorry, first of all, what TCF does is it takes the schooling system into the communities, into the villages and Kachi Abadis. This is the biggest plus point in getting enrollment of girls and boys into our school. Rather than bring them out of their communities, would be expensive because transportation is an issue in Pakistan, and most of all, security is a big issue. So taking the schooling system into the communities and making it into a neighborhood activity has become a big plus point, not only for TCF, though of course to manage these schools in the remote parts of Pakistan is a big challenge and expensive. But I think that this is something which is incredibly good, because every school has excessive enrollment. We have a waiting list in most of our schools. So coming back to, then the second most important thing is the curriculum. See, we have to adopt the curriculum of the respective area of the district. But that curriculum has been developed into a very congenial, very homogeneous or holistic curriculum for the kids, that they can have an approach of critical thinking, and they can have a schooling system which they can understand. Then the teacher training. You see, all our teachers are, our faculty is female. We are probably or definitely the largest employer of women in Pakistan in the private sector. We've got more than 12,500 female teachers teaching in our school as principals, as teachers, as trainers. So, but to train, we have got a very focused training program for these teachers. Then we have a monitoring and evaluation system. So everything has been very carefully thought of and taken into account when it comes to the TCF system. Now, today, TCF has also started community development projects like Agahi. Agahi is our adult literacy program. More than 120,000 women have gone through this program and gained a basic literacy, which gains them a lot of respect in their homes. They can look after the children better. They can be more hygienic. And then we have the clean water project. A large number of our schools are providing clean water for the children and their families. We have the Rehbar program, which is the mentoring program. Wow. So all in all, Amar and my friends in Seattle, this TCF is a well-rounded quality education system, which is unique, which is different, and you are seeing the change which comes across not only the children. The children, of course, are getting a full, great education. They're going to colleges, they're going to universities, they're getting gainfully employed. But more importantly, the children are taking the goodness into their homes, into the communities, and wherever the TCF school is, the whole community, there's a stark difference between the TCF communities and elsewhere.
Very good. Thank you. Yes, Seattle, I mean, as you see, the need is much greater, and we have work to do. Our community has been extremely generous over the years. Together, we all have built 27 schools in these communities. 27, and these are not 27 makeshift schools. These are purpose-built buildings that we all have contributed to and built. And some of these schools run 2 shifts, a morning shift and an afternoon shift. So actually, there are 35 shifts, technically 35 schools operating in Pakistan that are funded and operated through the sponsorship of TCF Seattle community. You guys. And Just like every year, we're going to come to you for your support, your donation to help us fund these schools, run the operation of these schools. Each year, it costs $20,000 per shift to operate. $20,000. For today's goal, our goal is to fund all of the Seattle-funded school for the entire year. And that amounts to $700,000. That's our goal for today. Just to put that in perspective, that means 5,101 children who are enrolled in these schools will get quality education for the entire year, through your sponsorship, through your donations. And I'll talk a little bit about these donations. You can actually pledge on the website that is showing up here. And as I said earlier, you can WhatsApp or message Salman Zafar on our team. You can scan the QR code and it will take you to that website. You can pledge an entire school for the year. $20,000 it costs to run the operation of an entire school. And your family and your loved one names get added to the plaque that this year, this school was sponsored by so-and-so family. Or you can pledge half a school for $10,000. That still means 84 students will get quality education in these schools. And you can also support one classroom for $3,200, or you can sponsor entire child education from kindergarten to metric, 10th grade, for $1,200. Even you can sponsor a single child. Cost $120 to sponsor a single child, put him through the entire years of school. 100% of your donation are tax deductible, zakat eligible. Look, we all have to pay zakat anyways. 2.5% of all of our savings, 401k, wife's jewelry, daughters, everybody's. And we have a lot of jewelry, of course, everybody and their daughters and their wives. Let's not go into that. But we have zakat that we have to pay every year anyways. Might as well make the best use of it and educate somebody, and educate in school or educate a classroom for the entire year with the zakat. Mushtaq Sahab, I can start to see the donation are coming in, and people are, I have kids coming in, bringing all the donations, and I see volunteers compiling some of the donations that are coming up on the online as well as the messages. Let's continue our conversation a little bit. Thank you. Could you tell us the impact TCF is having on not just the individual education, but the overall community?
Yes, as I said that, first of all, our children, I would like to mention that we have a large number of children who have graduated from the TCF system, from the high schools. And as you very correctly mentioned, that not only the children, like I'll explain to you, we started tracking down these kids. 41,000 plus children have graduated from the high school.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah.
And I'm proud to say that more than 75 to 80% of these kids chose to go ahead into further education. This is something which is phenomenal. I don't think that even in the developed world, you have a rate of, because there is basically a thirst for education. And they know, these children know there is no second chance. And when the Seattle community or the US supports, the Pakistanis in the US support their children, you're not just supporting their education, but you are changing their lives, because they need your support. They need that helping hand. I'm sure you will agree with me that every one of us at some point in our lives did get that push, or that invisible hand which pulled us out of misery, of poverty, of going ahead in. So my request to the Seattle community is that you are benevolent. Allah has blessed you. Your children are in well-placed positions. Please help these kids. So coming back to the
Mushtaq Sahab, they must have listened to you. I have quite a few donations piled up here that I have to announce. It is very important. We'll continue our conversation in a little bit. Let me start some of the donations. We have $2,500 donated from Sonia Bhabi and Zishan Furqan. And I have $10,000 donation from Aisha and Ahmed Munib. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much, so much. Thank you so much. I have $1,000 donation from Atiqa and Shahid Azam. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much, Atiqa Bhabi, Shahid bhai. I have $6,000 donation from Amna and Asad Muyuddin. Mashallah, this family always donates every year. And another regular donation, you have met this family, Mushtaq bhai, Fatma Kardar and Ali Alvi, $10,000 donation from their family as well. Mashallah, Jazakallah khair. $5,000, I have another donation from Dr. Qudsiya and Asif Khan. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much. And then I have $15,000, mashallah, from Kiran and Zubair Mughal as well. And then I have $1,500 donation from Mariam and Waqas Rafiq. Mashallah, Jazakallah khair. And then I have $4,800 donation, way to calculate accurately your zakat. Johra and Naveed Zafar, mashallah, Jazakallah khair. I have $2,000 from Ismat and Ikramul Haq already. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Smooth Bhabi and Ikramul Haq Saab. $2,000 from Mariam and Kamran Saeed. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much. And then I have $5,000 Sabra and Iqbal Soharwardi. Mashallah. Thank you so much. And then one of our most eligible bachelors in Seattle, Saad Khan, $5,000 donation from Saad Khan. And then I have Anam and Abdullah Ansari, $10,000 donation from them as well. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much. Half a school, 84 students will be studying for a full year of education just because of your donation. Jazakallah khair. And I have $1,200 donation from Humama Zahra and Muhammad Usman, $1,200, mashallah. This would fund an entire kid's education from kindergarten all the way to metric. Jazakallah khair. And then, of course, I have $25,000 donation from Yasmin Bhabi and Javed Ikram Bhai. Way to go, Javed Bhai and Yasmin Bhabi, leading from the front. Always the first to step up, and always the entire family has been donating. As you said, Mushtaq Bhai, he's the one who pulled you into the Seattle community. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all the donation. Mushtaq Bhai, donations keep on coming, and the team will continue to bring them to me as they come. I want to continue our conversation, on. Actually, before I do, let me just talk about a little bit on these donation, and then we'll have our conversation. Donating to some cause or any cause is not about what you can spare, what you have extra that you can donate. Donation has to be about the sacrifice you're going to make. What sacrifice are you willing to make to put a kid through the college, through the full school, to fund an entire school? Think about that sacrifice. Can I postpone a vacation for another year? Can I postpone buying a new car and instead make a donation? Do I really need the new iPhone 12? Do I need to have the 5th pair of Christian Louboutins or buy the 4th Chanel bag? Or can I use the same money and sponsor a classroom or fund entire school or support 100 kids? That's what donation is about. It's about making that sacrifice. And we live in the Seattle community, Mushtaq Bhai, and a lot of the tech companies here, including even Boeing, they match your donation. You can get a matching for donation. Microsoft, VMware, Google, Salesforce, all of these companies, they match the donation, and you can make your donation go an extra mile, get the bigger impact from these donations. So please, donate generously. Don't just donate for the sake of donate that, hey, I got an extra $100 I can donate. Of course, $100 is extremely valuable. It puts an entire kid through school 1 year, but make an impact. Think about the sacrifice you're going to make. And Jad Bhai, with that message, I want to kind of change the topic a little bit. I want to come back to you about COVID. Obviously, COVID did have an impact on TCF in school, and of course, around the world, schools were closed and so on. How did you guys deal with COVID, and what are you guys doing now to safely reopen the schools?
Okay, COVID is something which has taught us a new way of life. All of us were unaware of what social distancing is or what safety is. I'm sure that it's not different in the US or anywhere else in the world.
Probably worst here.
Yeah, yeah. I'm very, very grateful to Almighty Allah that Allah has given us there's some miracle that Pakistan has not had the number of cases or number of deaths as elsewhere. However, even if we see in our neighboring countries, there's a vast difference. However, we won't go into that. TCF has always taken the lead in doing things. It happened in the earthquake, and now again, when a calamity or catastrophe strikes, we do not waste time. And immediately TCF created a plan to combat COVID-19. And this was basically because the communities around our homes, of course, first the SOPs were put into place. All volunteers were given, PPEs, the personal protective gears, masks, the shields, the goggles, and our volunteers, our alumni, our teachers went out into the communities, and we had a threefold approach. One was to distribute cash subsidies and food rations to the communities because they were in a dire strait. There was no jobs for them. They could not go out of their homes, and they were almost on the verge of starvation. So TCF provided that much needed money and the rations. Second option was to give, like I said, the healthcare, the frontline healthcare workers with safety, with protective equipment. Thirdly, we went out and we said that the continuity of the education should be there for our kids, because a large areas or large communities are without internet connectivity. So our teachers went out and created workbooks. They created the workbooks which are flashing on your screen, and we distributed the workbooks to the children. So and kept a contact with the children so that the continuity of the education is not hampered. And finally, as early as in October, when the government finally decided to open schools in phases. Of course, the secondary or the senior level children started going to school earlier, and then subsequently the lower level, the primary, the middle schools started. But with strict, I was thoroughly impressed. I was on a short holiday in the north of Pakistan, and I just by chance happened to go to Azad Kashmir. And there in Azad Kashmir, there is a school in isolation. It is like 3 hours from anywhere. From Islamabad is 4 hours. From Muzaffarabad, which is the capital of Azad Kashmir. I was flabbergasted. As I entered that school, there were sanitizers, there was soap, there was water. Even when there is no water in the toilets, they kept a bucket of water available. Every child washes their hands, uses the sanitizers, then goes to the classroom. Every classroom has 50, they're taking turns in attending. The school hours are such that half the children come first and the other half come later. Every child was wearing a mask. Every teacher, principal, the other staff, everybody was in a mask. And there was no announcement. I just went there by chance. So the system of TCF is holistic, like I said, and creates such wonderful children, wonderful humans.
Thank you. Yes, I'll tell you, this is amazing to hear. And to my community, Seattle, I know it's been hard. It's been hard for all of us trying to manage work from home and doing online learning for our school and trying to balance it all. But we still have it good. Imagine the life of people in Pakistan who can barely afford to pay for their school fee, their education. How they're not going to be able to afford a laptop or a desktop or pay for the internet, as Mushtaq Bhai was talking about, to do online learning. So we have to be able to provide their donation, through our donation, a clean, safe environment for them to learn. You know, earlier I talked about making a sacrifice. Today you will donate thinking about that sacrifice, but I promise you, by the blessing of Allah, you will still have that dream vacation. You will still be able to buy that new car. You will still be able to get that new iPhone. You will still be able to get the 10th pair of your Christian Louboutin, or buy that 5th Chanel bag or Dior bag, or whatever you like. Of course, you should afford all the luxuries. You work hard for it. But you will be able to get them because that's the promise Allah made to all of us. Allah made to all of us. Many times in Quran, it says, Innal musaddiqina wal musaddiqate waqradullaha qaradan hasanan yudafa lahum walahum ajran kareem. And the approximate translation is, as for those men who donate or who give sadaqah, and those women who give sadaqah, and those who lend Allah a goodly loan, it will be increased multiple fold for them. And there will also be a noble reward for them. Now it's crystal clear. Allah is asking both men and women, musaddiqeen and musaddiqat, to donate in the name of Allah, to give sadaqah. Okay? And then Allah is making a business proposition to us that I will treat that loan, I will treat that donation as a loan, which has to be, of course, repaid back, but not repaid back with just increasing it, multiplying it. And then on top of it, there will be a noble or a generous reward as well. Not one or the other, both. Mushtaq Sahab, I see donations keep on coming in. I have more lists piled up. Let me get these announced. Obviously, this is very, very important. I have another donation from Sara Puri, $5,000. Thank you so much. Jazakallah khair, Sara Baji. I have Fawzia and Mujabba Hamid, $3,000. I have Farah Sayyed and Osama Muzahir. Hope everything is okay with your family. $16,000. Kiran and Farhan Khan, $3,000. Then I have a $10,000 donation from a regular donor, Asra and Saad Siddiqui. Thank you, Asra Bhabi. Thank you, Saad. Saira Sharif, $1,000. I have our beloved real estate agent here, regular donor, $15,000 from Faiza Bhabi and Hamid Ali. And I have $25,000 for probably the fittest family in Seattle, Maliha and Athar Halim. I have $4,000 from Fasiha and Imran Farooq, and a $1,200 from Nasreen Bhabi and Muhammad Wakil. And I have $25,000 from our leader, Aisha Bhabi, and Salman Zafar. Will get Aisha Bhabi here very soon. And then I have $5,000 from another regular donor of ours, Sobia Tariq and Waqas Ahmed. Thank you so much, Sobia Bhabi, Waqas Bhai. Very, very good. And I have anonymous donation. I always get anonymous donation. I have an anonymous donation of $5,000. And I have another $5,000 from Zohaib Rauf. And then $25,000 from Muna Bhabi and Asfar Bhai. Always, always, always good donation. Hamid Ali actually, upped his donation to $20,000. $20,000. Thank you so much, Hamid Bhai. May Allah help you sell more houses and get all of our homes listed through you. Thank you so much. And let's say that one point, if you have made a pledge and you realize you could have made a bigger sacrifice, just write another pledge, send it in. We will add it together. So don't think that, hey, I've already sent it in and I can't do another one. Please send another pledge and we will combine the two. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mushtaq Bhai, let's, we announced quite a few donations. Let's do a quick status check of where we are at. We started with a goal of 700,000 and funding, 35 schools. Alhamdulillah, mashallah. What a great start, Seattle. What a great start. Mushtaq bhai, we already have funded 13 schools in the last 40-some minutes, 266,900 just started on our goal. Thank you so much, Seattle. This is great, great progress. 2,224 students are now going to go to school for the entire year because of your generosity, because of your donation. Seattle, we still got work to do. We are just getting started. We got work to do. I'll be here. I'll be here with you throughout the show. We'll make sure I do not leave this chair until we hit our goal. You know, and in your donations, they're all tax deductible. And what I have found is an interesting way, or most efficient way of donating, is donating stocks. Now, we're in Seattle. Most of us are in tech community. We have our stock portfolios and so on. And alhamdulillah, market has done well over the last few years. Everybody's sitting on some nice, healthy, long-term gains. And sooner or later, we're going to have to pay tax on these long-term gains. Now, one of the most efficient way to donate is through your brokerage. You can donate directly to TCF from your brokerage account in stocks. You will deduct the 100% of current value of your stocks as your taxable donation or charitable donation that is tax deductible. And you will not have to worry about any of the taxes on all of the gains for those stocks. So I found it personally to be the most efficient way. I thought I would share it with you. If that sounded too complex, don't worry about it. Make your pledge today. Everybody knows me. Spend some time with me. I'll take it offline with you. I'll explain you the process. It's very simple, very, very efficient. Mushtaq bhai, I know we are already a little bit over time, running a little bit behind. Thank you so much for joining early in the morning with us. I really, really appreciate you took the time and joined right after Fajr with us. So really appreciate it. But before you leave, I would love to have you share some words of wisdom for the community and for us.
I don't know whether words will be of wisdom or not, but I can say this, Amar, that I'm overwhelmed. There are not too many communities anywhere in the world who are as generous as Seattle. We, like you showed the slide, that we almost 40% covered. However, I think and I pray that the Seattle community surpasses their goal and goes beyond what they did last year. My request, and it's a compassionate community. They know the real value of education, because I have met them and I've seen them. That the people who work for Microsoft, Amazon, Boeing, or whichever corporation is there in Seattle, they all come from a very well-rounded family, and they know what it takes to be there. And they would very much like their brethren in Pakistan to also succeed. So with these words, I would like to once again encourage the generosity. Please don't stay behind. Like Amar said, no donation is small, no donation is insufficient. You cannot imagine that even your $1 can go 160 rupees in Pakistan, which fetches a lot here. So let's give these children the hope, and if nothing else, please also speak to your friends. Please also speak to your family elsewhere, that this is something this is a time-tested organization. You've seen the fruits coming out. And lastly, Ayman, give me a minute more or half a minute more. I would like to strongly, all of us, to pray for this strong committee, this group of volunteers in Seattle, very ably led by Javed Ikram and Salman Zafar and Aisha Bhabi and all those people. I don't have the time to name all, but these are saints. Allah has given them. They are giving their time and their money and their intelligence into this good cause. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And Mushtaq bhai, before we leave, I want to share with you and rest of the team. You probably, of course, have seen it. The second part of the Nadeem and Sumbul story that we started. So let's watch the second part of the story and where they're at with their TCF journey.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Sumbul Naz's father used to work as a security guard at a TCF school in Faisalabad. She completed her metric exams, and with high ambitions and grades to match, she was accepted at FAST University in Faisalabad for an undergraduate degree in computer science.
मैं अपनी टीचर को एज ए एग्जाम्पल रखूँगी। वो मेरे अंदर करेज पैदा करती थी। उन्होंने कभी नहीं सोचा था कि मैं एक या पुअर फैमिली से हूँ या एक अमीर ख़ानदान से हूँ, बल्कि वो हमेशा मुझे कहती थी कि आप मेहनत करो, आप आगे बढ़ सकती हो।
वेलकम टू IBA। सो आपको मालूम है IBA इज़ वन ऑफ द बेस्ट बिजनेस स्कूल्स इन कराची and in Pakistan.
After graduating from TCF, Nadeem Hussain was successful in getting a 100% scholarship at the prestigious Institute of Business Administration in Karachi. Nadeem graduated in 2014 and currently works as a research assistant with the World Bank in Pakistan. He initiated the Alumni Development Program to prepare TCF graduates for admission into the country's best universities.
I think education has empowered me to think. You think of different solutions, not only to change your life, your family's life, your community's life, but life of your nation in general.
Nadeem and Sumbul are just two of the thousands of success stories we have at TCF. Our students are hungry to learn and eager to change their lives and the lives of their communities. If we're committed to seeing a better future for Pakistan, we must focus on eradicating illiteracy and giving the less privileged a chance to help themselves.
One day I was sitting in a class at IBA. I saw a girl and I realized that she's the same girl whose father owns the factory where my father has been working for the last 35 years. That was the time when I realized the true power of education.
Welcome back. You know, it's the true power of education that brings justice and equality in the society. The core foundation of Islam is about equality and justice for all humanity. And it can only be achieved through education. It was not a coincidence that the very first command of Allah, the very first word of Quran that was revealed to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was Iqra, read, right? Today, Allah have given you power to put that, and power and means to put that in action. So please keep on sending your donation. Let's keep on sending those pledges, and let's hit our goal. So let's move on to our next segment. With me, I have TCF Seattle, one of our TCF Seattle leader, Aisha Bhabi. And Aisha Bhabi will give us an update on how your hard-earned dollars, how your donation have had a tangible impact in the lives of these kids in these community. Aisha Bhabi, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I know you're not a camera or a stage person, and we have over 600 people watching us live on Facebook and YouTube. Don't be nervous. No need to be nervous. This is all one big family. Seattle is one big family. So go ahead.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for having me, Seattle. And Ahmed, you're right. I am a little bit of a camera shy person, but as I always say, anything for TCF.
Thank you. Please bring us up to speed on, over the years, what Seattle community has been able to accomplish.
Yes. So updating Seattle has been a tradition we have kept over the years, and this year it won't be any different. We will tell you numbers and stats because we feel it is our responsibility to let you know what your hard-earned money has done so far. You need to know your return on investment, your ROI. It will not be in a dollar amount, but I promise you, it will be in self-satisfaction and achievement. Let us begin with the journey of TCF. The story of TCF began when a few community members decided that they want to build 5 schools in 5 years. They thought it was a really big dream. They thought it was impossible. What they did not know is when you open your dreams to a community, a special community like Seattle, magic happens. And magic did happen. They were able to build those 5 schools in only 3 years. In 4th year, we had 8 schools. Seattle, you wanted to reach in every province of Pakistan. Punjab, Sindh, Balochistan, KPK, Azad Kashmir. You wanted to make sure that the operational and running cost of each school was taken care of each and every year. 7th year, we had 18 schools. 9th year, we had 20 schools. And now today, just in 11 years, the number of schools that you are supporting and running is 27. Seattle, you are helping with 27 schools. Many of these schools have morning and afternoon shifts. That makes a total of 35 shifts. So technically, you can say that you are helping us run 35 schools. And if this number does not wow you, then let me tell you the number of students that you're helping. It's not 1, it's not 2, it's not 100 or 200. It's over 5,100 students. Let me say this number again. 5,100 students. In the graph, you see that in the year 2020, the enrollment is a little bit stable, but it was due to COVID. And as Mushtaq Bhai said, the enrollment is going up. You are helping 5,100 students, Seattle. Let me share a video with you that I got 2 weeks back from the students of TCF Pakistan for the families of TCF in Seattle. Let's watch it. It's a must watch. This was the return on investment I was talking about. The buildings, the libraries, the school, the opportunity that you are giving to these children. I hope today you're feeling proud of yourself and self-satisfied. Let me share something with you, Seattle. Back in 2016, I got an opportunity to visit a TCF Seattle school near Hoshab. It was a hot, hot summer day. The children were on vacation, but the teachers were still in school, training and prepping up for the next year. I took this picture. You see in this picture 6 TCF teachers. 4 out of these 6 teachers are TCF alumni. TCF is the largest private employer of women in Pakistan with a faculty of over 12,000 teachers and principals. Seattle, you are the largest employer of women in Pakistan. You have created these jobs. The entire world is talking about women empowerment. You have shown them how it is done and how it is done right. Now let's go back to the number over 5,100 children that we talked about, that you put in schools. Imagine when those 5,100 students become teachers and teach others. They become doctors and save lives. When they become engineers and build these schools. You have started a movement. You have started this movement.
Aisha Bhabi, I'm going to interrupt you for a second. I have a lot of these donations piled up, and obviously this is the most important part of our program. I have to announce these donations. It just makes me so proud. We have $4,000 donation from Sara and Javed Iqbal. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much. We have $1,000 from Rabia and Tausif Liaqat. Sorry for mispronouncing your name. Rabia and Tausif Liaqat. Jazakallah khair. I have $5,000 from Ayman and Wajid Hassan. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much. And I have $500 from Anjum and Suhail Malik. And I also have $2,000 from Noshin and Suhail Zafar. May Allah bless you and may it give you full health, Suhail. Thank you so much. Hope you're recovering very good with your surgery. And then I have Alishba, my daughter. She is sponsoring 5 students for a year for $600. Thank you so much.
Alishba. I'll say thank you to you.
And Shazeb also sponsoring 5 students for 1 year, $600 from Shazeb. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. For Sadia and Kashif Amin, $1,000. Jazakallah khair. Rizwan Samad, Rizwan Bhai, thank you so much. $1,000. Thank you so much. Tabassum and Khurram Khan, $3,200. Thank you so much. Jazakallah khair. And I have, of course, another anonymous donation for $1,200. I have $2,000 more from Ikram and Ismat. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much. This is what I was talking about. And I have another kid donation. Aisha Bhabi, your nephew. You may want to announce that.
Thank you, Wali.
$30 from Wali. Jazakallah khair. Really, really special. Really special when these kids take their pocket money and everything they have and they give it for TCF. And Ajin Iza, you heard her on the beautiful recitation from her. $1,000 from Ajin Iza. May Allah bless you so much. May Allah bless your voices. You are so, so, so generous.
This is amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bhabi, you can announce the rest.
I will happily announce it because I'm so happy to receive these donations. We have $1,000 from Sadia and Kashif Amin. We have $10,000 from Faria and Umar Tareen. Thank you. We have $4,400 from Nida Nawaz. Thank you. We have $25,000 from Hina and Idnan Ajaz.
MashaAllah. Congratulations.
$5,000 from Saima and Shahid Anis.
MashaAllah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We have $2,000 from Muhib Ibrahim. We have $10,000 from Fatma Khakwani and Taimur Rashid.
Thank you, Fatma Bhabi. Thank you, Taimur. Really appreciate your generosity.
We have $5,000 from Alia and Uzman Mohiuddin.
Thank you, Alia Bhabi. Thank you so much.
And we have $10,000 from Sana and Ghazni Hamad.
Awesome. Thank you.
Ahmed Bhai, these are amazing.
I think this is what this is all
awesome.
about.
This is what I expect from my TCF family. Okay.
This is awesome.
But there is so much more work we have to do. We have put our names on these TCF buildings. We call them TCF Seattle Campus 1, TCF Seattle Campus 2. Seattle, you have put your loved ones' names on these buildings. The children that goes into these schools, call these schools by the names you have given them. These are not their schools. These are our schools. These children are our responsibility. The dream that I have, and I think Seattle has this dream too, that we want to build these schools in every nook and corner of Pakistan. We want to give at least an opportunity to every child of Pakistan. And we want to enable these children to do what we want our children to do. Amir Bhai, I'm going to show you a plaque. I was looking at the old pictures and I just could not move after I saw this. Please Seattle, read it with me. उन लोगों की याद में जिन्होंने हमें बेहतरीन काम करने की जिद्दोजहद और अल्लाह ताला की कुर्बत हासिल करने के लिए मुतासिर किया. This plaque is on a TCF building.
Yeah.
The children see this plaque day in and day out. This is the message that you are giving to these children. Somebody inspired you, and now you are inspiring them. Isn't that profound?
Yeah, Aisha Bhabi, this is exactly why we are here. Alhamdulillah, living in Seattle, we are blessed here. We made it. We made it. We are living a great life. We are living in some of the best zip codes, best towns in the world here. And yes, we worked hard for it. We did work hard for it. There must have been, prayers from our parents. There must have been, some good luck as well. But somewhere, at some point, there must have been a school, a teacher, a mentor who inspired us to think beyond our own success, beyond our own life, beyond our own education, and work hard for others, that did not get the same opportunity. And when we donate, we're not doing these kids a favor. We're not doing them any favor. They are the one doing us a favor. They are giving us an opportunity to get closer to Allah. They are giving us that opportunity so we can multiply our own wealth and get into business with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's what we are here.
Yeah, so we are actually, a producer is telling us that we have to announce the donations because they are piling
Go for
in.
it. That's the most important.
These donations, the people who are donating, are the real heroes and sheroes of this show today.
Very
so
true.
we have
Very
to
true.
announce their names.
Please.
So we have $5,000 from Rafia and Sohail Siddiqui. Thank you very much. We have $1,000 from Awais Ali. Thank you. We have $25,000 from Sahar and Arif Iqbal.
Mashallah.
Thank you very much. We have $10,000 from Anushe and Awais Iqbal. Thank you. They're just sitting outside working for our team too. Thank you very much. $500 from Waqas and Javed. Waqas Javed. Thank you very much. We have $9,000 from Nadia and Misbah Mehbudi. Thank you very much, Nadia. We have $200 anonymous.
Mashallah.
Thank you very much. We have $10,000 from Ishrat and Mansoor Mirza.
Mashallah.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much.
We have $3,500 from Anushe Nasser. So, okay, I have to stop here because Anushe is one of those. She has been advocating for TCF for a long time, and I know that she was in college and she would gather all her friends and she would gather money for TCF year after year.
She's been doing it since high school, if I recall correctly.
Yes, that is true. And she is I would say, a star volunteer for TCF for a long time. Thank you, Anushe.
So much. Thank you.
Your donation means a lot to TCF, and just the fact that you come year after year and do that for us, we are super proud of you, and you inspire us to keep going, and you inspire our children to keep going. Thank you very much, Anushe. We have $15,000 anonymous. We have $5,000 from Samra and Khalid Hafiz. We have $5,000 from Urshi and Aftab Faruqi. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bhabhi. Let's do a quick update to see where we are at. Mashallah, it's been a great momentum so far.
Yes, I'm excited.
Alhamdulillah,
Wow.
Alhamdulillah, mashallah. Seattle, 22 schools already funded for entire year. You have raised $443,030 so far. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much.
We are almost halfway there.
A little bit over halfway.
A little halfway over there, and
we still got some work to do, Bhabhi. We still got work to do, but we have time. We have time. Let's move on.
All green, right?
While people are still writing their pledges and those pledges coming in, we'll continue our discussion. I know the community has been very generous over the last decade or so. We have been, but obviously it takes more than donations. Yes. I know we have a great team. We have a great community. This Seattle community has made this their own cause. Tell us more about Aisha Bhabhi.
Yes, this is my favorite part because Seattle, we have around 120 families that help us put these events together. And you notice that I said families, not individuals, because we have mom, dad, grandparents, we have little children, we have uncles and aunts. They all come together and they put these fundraisers together. And that's why we have such successful events year after year. In fact, we have invited a few of our TCF volunteers who are a different group of TCF volunteers within our TCF family. And I have invited a few so that we can meet them and see them. And first we have Umaima. Is Umaima online?
Assalamu alaikum. I'm here.
So let me tell you something about Umaima, that she works with a group of 10 to 15 super women, and they can make any place look beautiful. They have turned a mosque, a wedding venue into a fundraiser gala. So if you have ever attended a TCF fundraiser, it is because of the hard work of these women. I have no idea how you guys do it. So that's why we got you here. Thank you,
Umaima, I gotta ask you,
So much.
obviously not just you, I know Zain, Navy, auntie, uncle, your bhabhi, everybody. How did you rope them all in the cause of TCF?
You know, I don't know if it was me roping them in. I think we all have our own reasons for joining. And I know Bhabhi had actually mentioned that her mom in Pakistan was involved in TCF.
Very good.
She volunteered there, and she was so impressed by the work there that when she moved to Seattle and saw that there was a Seattle chapter, she joined. And, you know, I think all of us see what a great organization TCF is and what impact it has. So I think that's really the reason why all of us joined. And it's easy to rope people in when you see, you know, really where your money is going, you know exactly where it's going. You guys are generous enough to give us updates about, you know, what schools we've built, what, you know, how we're impacting the kids' lives. And not just that we're sponsoring them for a year, but what you guys mentioned earlier, without, you know, they might not have had an education opportunities because of TCF. So now TCF has opened doors for them for higher education and more career choices. So that's very humbling and gratifying. So I think that's kind of why we are all involved. And like
Awesome.
you also mentioned earlier, you know, it's Sadqa Jariya. So we all reap the benefits of it.
Awesome.
Umaima, I have a question for you too, before I let you go. So time is like such an essence for us. Like we are all struggling and we are all, you know, running after time. And I know you are a doctor. How do you find time to volunteer for TCF, and why TCF?
Like I mentioned earlier, just seeing what an impact TCF has, that really makes me come year after year to help and do anything that I can for it. And when you have such a great cause like TCF, it's very easy to find time for it. And, you know, even if I have an idea that I may not necessarily have time for, or someone else doesn't have it, there's always someone who can just step up and execute that one idea. Like you said, we have 120 families, mashallah, that help us with all of this. So it's easy when it's something that you love and there is really a family that comes together to put everything together. So it's not hard. Alhamdulillah.
Thank you. Thank you, Umaima Bhabhi.
Thank you, Umaima.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
So who are you going to bring next?
Yeah, so next we have our community leader. So the chances are, if you have been living in Seattle for more than a year, you already know him. He doesn't need any introduction, but I will still give it because it is my pleasure to have him in our studio with us. He's a community leader. He is an inspiration. He was the person who put the seed of TCF Seattle in our community. And above all, I think he is a generous, kind-hearted human being. We have Kamran Bhai with us today. Assalamu alaikum, Kamran Bhai.
Kamran Bhai, आपकी आवाज म्यूट पे है.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalam, Kamran Bhai. Kamran Bhai, you know, for the last 12, actually 15 years, I have seen you on the stage, not just for TCF, for all the causes, raising funds. You've been my hero. Obviously, I've learned from you, Shams Bhai, Rizwan Samad, and all of that. Your words of wisdom for me today and advise how to make this event successful.
So first of all, thank you very much for inviting me. And all I want to say is, you know, it is an honor to help these children achieve their goals. And it is not about us, it is about these kids. when about 11 years ago, I remember when we were trying to decide what are we going to do, the goals and stuff, and we had hour-long debate about can we have 5 schools in 5 years, and people thought we won't be able to do that. Alhamdulillah, with the help of Seattle community, as you know, we have almost 27 schools. So basically, one of the things that I believe and my conviction is that we got a chance in Pakistan to go to the one of the finest institutions in Pakistan, and we owe it. It is not just for us. It is we owe it to those kids to return back, to give them back, and that is the conviction that I have. And I ask everybody to have the same spirit. Alhamdulillah, we are blessed here in Seattle. We have got everything. We live in the nicest environment, So it is time to give back. And what better way to change somebody's life? What better way to change a life of a kid? You are not changing a life of just one kid. You are changing a life of a whole family. So it is extremely important for all the viewers who are here, who are watching us, please donate generously. Just up your donation. Whatever you decided, up it. And Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward you for all your generous donation. I cannot thank enough the Seattle community. It is just because of the Seattle community, all the friends and families that we have, it is because of that we are successful and we are doing what we are doing. And I think there is more need to be done. There is much more need. We cannot just wait for just things to happen. This is our responsibility to take care of these kids and to send as many kids to school so they can change their life and change the lives of the families.
Thank you. Thank you, Kamran Bhai.
Thank you,
Really,
Kamran
really
Bhai.
appreciate you taking the time and joining us. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Bhabhi, who's next?
So next is a group of volunteers that I am super proud of. They were small children running around on our fundraisers, in the babysitting area. And now they're all teenagers and they have created their own spin-off of our volunteer group. They call themselves TCF NextGen. So TCF Next Generation. We have Zarak representing from TCF Next Generation. Assalamu alaikum, Zarak.
Assalamu alaikum, Zarak.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for having me.
Zarak, I keep hearing about this TCF Next Gen. This some kind of a secret society. You guys got your own cool secret handshake. Can I become part of that group?
There is no secret society, unfortunately. But everybody's welcome from ages 10 to 18. This means that you just missed the cut. I know that we're not accepting 20-year-olds.
Yeah,
but, I'm very sorry about that. But we're always looking for new members and new people to get involved with TCF NextGen. We do lots of fundraisers, videos, meetings. We do welcome events. We're all really good friends, and we all actually talk to each other even outside of TCF NextGen.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and we try our best to spread the word about TCF, even outside of the TCF community. Even like last year, I was wearing a TCF t-shirt, and somebody in gym class asked me about it, and I got to tell them a little bit about what TCF was. So, yeah.
This is what the word of mouth is, to be able to explain people what TCF is and the great cause and what they do. This is awesome. Great work you are doing. Thank you. Thank you, Zarak, in representing the Next Gen.
Zarak, I heard that you guys have prepared something for us. I want to know what that something is.
Yeah, so this year, we decided to assemble a video. We unfortunately couldn't meet in person, so we decided to all group together and make a video and make sure that the coronavirus didn't stop us from still having a big impact on TCF. We made the videos not just to inspire others, but to inspire everyone and help everybody learn a little bit more about TCF. So we hope you enjoy.
Thank you. Looking forward to it.
At the beginning of the year 2020, we all entered in a tunnel where our survival was dependent on each other. We learned that we are all connected to one another. We breathe in one air, live on one earth and dream of one big, healthy world. If one part of this world suffers, we all feel the pain. If one part of the world is on fire, we all get the ashes. If one hurts from bigotry, discrimination, or intolerance, we all feel the unrest. We are all part of one body. Although this year we are living in quarantine, working from home, and staying 6 feet apart, we are feeling a strange, strong connection to people around us. We have realized that we all have the same dreams. Dreams of a happy world. Dreams of a disease-free world. Dreams of an educated world. This is the first time in history we all have started taking action together, as one. We are wearing masks to protect our elderly. We are thinking about how to help our community. We are staying home to not burden our hospitals. By thinking of others, we are becoming the change. Let's keep this movement going. Let's keep dreaming. Dream of a place where every child gets the best education. A place where the worth of a child is measured by his or her hard work, not how much money his mom or dad has. Where all humanity is working towards making this world a better place. Dream of a place where people are educated and we can all sit on one table, like equals. Nothing should stop us from becoming dreamers. It only takes one person to believe it's possible. That person is you. You're more powerful than you know. You can change the world with your dream. It requires you to come out of your comfort zone and unleash the inner light. It requires you to chase your dreams, no matter what. TCF NextGen and TCF family will never stop dreaming of a perfect world. And there is no force that can stop us from taking the action, one step, $1, one child at a time. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. Keep dreams alive.
Wow, what a powerful message. What a powerful message.
It's
I'm
beautifully done.
so proud of the TCF NextGen. You know, these kids get it. They get it, that the only difference between the kids living in Pakistan and us and our kids here is just the zip code or the continent they were born in. That's the difference. Otherwise, we are the same. And as they said in the message, we are one body. We're one. How connected we all are. If one hurts, we all hurt. If one side burns, we all get the ashes. I am so proud. These kids get it at this age. I tell you, I feel so proud that the future of Pakistan, future of TCF is bright with these kids. These kids will be able to take the torch of TCF and go much farther than we have taken it. We just have to keep this torch lit for few more years until they are ready. And I promise you, they'll be ready before we were. They'll be ready before we were.
And we have seen, Hammer Bhai, that how we are getting donations from the children today.
It's awesome. That is so awesome.
We are getting the reward for it, that
Mashallah.
our children are involved in it. I have so many donations coming in, and it is my pleasure to announce the names. Thank you very much for sending their donations, and let me start. So we have Mona and Manzar Masood of $2,000. We have $5,000, Mariam and Haris Said. We have $20,000, Maria and Salman Baracha.
Very consistent donors and volunteers also. Maria Bhabi does so much for TCF.
We have so many donations that are coming year after year. It means that they have found their reason why they're donating to TCF.
Absolutely.
These are the 5,100 children that you are supporting. So we have $5,000 from Saima and Gaddafi Qureshi. We have $6,000 from Asma and Saad Nawaz. Oh, we have $30 from Ipster. He knows who he is. We have $2,000 from Nabila and Dr. Ijaz Atta. Thank you very much. We have $10,000 anonymous. We have $5,000 from Anusha and Jahazeb Ikram. We have $2,500 from Dr. Tabassum and Dr. Said. We have $1,000 from Khalil Khan. We have $20,000 from Sahle and Sahla.
Shaila and Saad Sayyed. Mashallah.
Sorry,
Jazakallah khair.
Shaila and Saad Sayyed.
Thank
Your
you.
turn.
I have a lot more as well. I have $5,000 anonymous donation, and I have another $14,000 anonymous donation. I have $2,500 from Farzana and Ilyas Baksh. And I have $5,000 from Nasia Bhabi and Asad Khan. Bhabi, I promise I will only drink Starbucks for a year. I have $20,000 from Aziz family. You met Umama already. Aziz family donating $20,000. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much for all the hard work, not just the donation. We have $2,000 from Farah and Uwais Maqbool. And then we have $20,000 from Mushtaq Bhabi and Khurram Agha. Jazakallah khair. May Allah bless you guys, bless you with the success with your new startup. Awesome, awesome. We have $500 from Sahrish Ikram. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much for that donation. Zainab and Bilal Khan, we have $2,500. And I have Sheeni Bhabi and Umar Gajial, $3,000. Congratulations. Thank you so much on your new practice, Bhabi. I promise I will not come visit you. She's the headache specialist. Umar Bhai, thank you so much for the donation. God bless you for the new job. Sohat Termizi and Farooq Masood, $6,000 from them. Thank you so much. Jazakallah khair. And we have Fahdila and Usman Sharif, one of our star volunteer, $25,000. Jazakallah khair, Usman Sharif, Bhabi, Fadila Bhabi. Thank you so much for your generous donation. Really, really appreciate it. He is, by the way, my backup. If something happened to me today, it was going to be Usman who's going to take over and do that. He already wore the suit today as well. So thank you again.
Reema Bhai, fundraiser update.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's see where we are at. MashaAllah, alhamdulillah.
Almost 90% there. Like
almost there. Almost there. You know, 31 out of 35 schools already funded, Bhabi.
4,723 kids.
MashaAllah. Seattle, we are so close to our goal. We are so close to our goal. We need one big push to take us over that. Please, please help us. Please help us take us one step more to be able to, get to our goal and hopefully exceed our goal. Bhabi, any words from you?
Yes, so time for me to leave. But before I go, I have to show you what my TCF family, children and moms and dads have created for you this year. Every year we do a stage performance.
Yes.
Due to COVID, we all know we couldn't do anything, but nothing stops TCF family.
Let's watch it.
So we have created a 2-part video.
Okay.
This is going to be the first part of that video. Please do not leave. If you do not see your child in this video, he and she is for sure in the next video. So 2-part video. This is the first part. It is the message of love and resilience from the children of TCF.
Looking forward to it.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep, I'll sing a song beside you. And if you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. Oh, find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. friends are supposed to do. Oh yeah. Ooh.
Welcome back. What a cute, heartwarming video. I'm so looking forward to the next part. We'll show that in about a few more minutes. Now let's move to our next segment, and we are so fortunate to have one of the biggest star of Pakistan film industry, TV and film industry and stage industry. She's starred in over 200 films, lots and lots of blockbuster hits. She has represented Pakistan in SARC, and left Pakistan at peak of her career, moved to US, but she has been active voice of Pakistanis in America, highlighting all the great work of Pakistanis from all walks of life through her program called Reema Khan. Pride of Performance Award winner, actor, director, producer, TV host, joining us live, Reema Khan. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to our show. बहुत बहुत खुश आमदीद आपको.
Walaikum assalam, Ahmad. बहुत shukriya for having me in this beautiful show. And first of all, I'm really thankful to Allah Mia and of course TCF Seattle chapter for giving me this opportunity to be part of this noble cause. Thank you.
Thank you, Reema. जैसे आप देख रही होंगी, हर साल की तरह इस साल भी Seattle community have been extremely generous. We started with our goal of $700,000, $7 लाख का गोल लेके चले थे. 27 स्कूल, 35 शिफ्ट हम लोगों को फंड करनी थी. बहुत करीब पहुंच गए हैं. 35 में से 31 स्कूल फंड हो चुके हैं. अब जाहिर है आप प्रोग्राम में आ चुकी हैं. इंशाल्लाह आपसे चंद बातें होंगी और आपकी बातों के एहसास से अगर वो गोल एक्सीड हो जाएगा तो बहुत ही अच्छी बात हो जाएगी. रीमा, मुझे एहसास है कि एजुकेशन का कॉज आपके लिए भी बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट रखता है. आपके भी ख्वाब थे एजुकेशन के, आपको बैक बर्नर पे, होल्ड पे रखने पड़े. कैसे आप उस ख्वाब को जिंदा रखे में?
अहमद, ये जो कॉज है ना TCF का, इट इज़ रियली वेरी क्लोज टू माय हार्ट. इसकी वजह क्या है? क्योंकि मैंने अपने करियर का आगाज़ बहुत अर्ली एज में किया. आई वाज जस्ट 14 जब मैंने अपना काम करना शुरू किया था. तो उसके पीछे क्या सिनेरियो था, क्या इश्यूज थे, क्या प्रॉब्लम्स थे, वो इतना टाइम नहीं कि मैं वो बता सकूं. बट मेरे लिए सबसे बड़ी जो एक दुख की बात थी कि आई कुडंट कंप्लीट माय स्टडी. मैं अपनी तालीम को मुकम्मल नहीं कर सकी. बट सीकिंग ऑफ नॉलेज इज स्टिल माय पैशन. इसलिए ऐसी कोई भी चीज़ कहीं पर भी होती है तो मुझे लगता है कि वो मेरे दिल के नज़दीक है और मैं उस चीज़ का हिस्सा हूँ. TCF की जो एफर्ट्स हैं वो किसी से पोशीदा नहीं है. और देखें 1995 में कोई सोच सकता था कि मुश्ताक चापड़ा साहब और उनके 5 दोस्त जो ख्वाब लेकर चले हैं वो आज 2020 में इस जगह तक पहुंच गए कि 2,66,000 2,66,000 किड्स आर स्टडिंग माशाल्लाह. और अभी आपने कहा कि इतना सा टारगेट रह गया, तो आई एम वेरी ऑप्टिमिस्टिक. और मुझे यकीन है कि जिस तरह से सियाटल के लोग पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं, इट्स वेरी इम्प्रेसिव. और ये टारगेट तो बहुत छोटा है, ये इससे भी आगे चले जाएंगे और आप यू विल बी अमेज्ड एंड आई विल आल्सो बी अमेज्ड कि ये कैसे हो गया. और आयशा अभी आएंगी और बहुत मोहब्बत से और मुस्कुराते चेहरे के साथ बताएंगी कि माशाल्लाह जज़ाकल्लाह वी हैव अचीव्ड आवर टारगेट्स.
थैंक यू रीमा. आपकी बात बिल्कुल सही है और हमारे पास और डोनेशंस आती जा रही हैं, तो हमारे साथ रहिएगा. वी हैव नादिया भाभी एंड अदील सिद्दीकी $10,000. जज़ाकल्लाह खैर. We have $5,000 from Komal and Uwais Khan, $5,000 from Shumaila and Dr. Muhammad Bilal Khan. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much. और हमारी साली साहिबा गेती एंड उनके हस्बैंड उमैर अवान, उनकी तरफ से $3,000. और $6,000 हैं सायरा एंड मुबीन अंसारी की तरफ से. और हमारे साथ हैं $12,500 हमारे पास आए हैं सईद उर रहमान की तरफ से. اس کے ساتھ ساتھ ہمارے پاس $15,000 کی ڈونیشن ہے. گمنام رہنا چاہتے ہیں, انونیمس رہنا چاہتے ہیں, ہم اپریشیٹ کرتے ہیں. $2,000 کی ایک اور ڈونیشن ہے, انونیمس ہیں. اور بینش اینڈ ارسلان احمد کی طرف سے $5,000 کی ڈونیشن ہے. $2,000 کی ڈونیشن ہے عفت اینڈ عبد النعیم کی طرف سے. $130 ڈونیٹ کیے ہیں ماشاء اللہ ثنا معظم نے. اور اچھا, تو اس کے ساتھ ہم آگے بڑھتے ہیں. ریما, باتیں جاری رہیں گی, ڈونیشنز آتی رہیں گی.
جی جی.
اپنا اسکول یاد ہے آپ کو؟ کوئی ٹیچر یادگار؟
بالکل یاد ہے, اور میں بہت اچھی اسٹوڈنٹ تھی. اور یقین کیجئے کہ پھر کچھ حالات ایسے ہو گئے, ابا کی جاب چلی گئی, اور ایک بہت ڈپریشن میں ہم لوگ مبتلا ہو گئے ساری بہنیں. مگر چونکہ میں سب سے بڑی تھی تو میری بہت زیادہ رسپانسبلٹیز تھیں. مگر وہ وقت جب یاد کرتی ہوں تو میں کہتی ہوں کہ جن بچوں کو آج موقع مل رہا ہے پڑھنے کا, وہ بہت خوش قسمت ہیں. اس وقت کو ہاتھ سے مت جانے دیں. اور احمد, ابھی میں جب TCF کی بہت زیادہ ویب سائٹ پر کہانیاں دیکھ رہی تھی جو حقیقت کے قریب ہے, مختلف بچیوں کے حوالے سے میں ان کی فیلنگز اور ان کے سرکمسٹانسز کے حوالے سے جب میں پڑھ رہی تھی, تو یقین کیجئے کہ میں واقعی ماضی میں چلی گئی. مجھے ہر بچی کی شکل میں اپنی شکل نظر آ رہی تھی. اور یہ نہیں کہ یہ صرف ہم سامنے بیٹھے ہیں تو اس طرح کی باتیں کر رہے ہیں, یہ حقیقت ہے. جو جس چیز سے گزرتا ہے اس کو اندازہ ہوتا ہے. تو آج بھی جب وہ وقت یاد کرتی ہوں تو دل کرتا ہے کہ کاش I can rewind the clock, میں واپس اس وقت میں چلی جاؤں. حالانکہ آج میرے پاس سب کچھ ہے. اللہ تعالیٰ کا میں جتنا شکر ادا کروں اتنا ہی کم ہے. جتنا کوئی تصور کر سکتا ہے اتنی اس کی رحمتیں ہیں. مگر علم حاصل کرنے کی جو جستجو ہے, اور مجھے وہ جو ایک دکھ ہے کہ میری وہ جو عمر تھی جس میں مجھے بہت پڑھنا تھا, وہ میری عمر چلی گئی. لیکن میں آپ کو بتاؤں احمد, اور مجھے کوئی آر نہیں یہ آپ سے شیئر کرنے میں, کہ میں نے شادی کے بعد جب میں یہاں پر آئی تو میرے میاں نے پوچھا کہ what do you want to do, ریما آپ کیا کرنا چاہتی ہو لائف میں؟ ماشاء اللہ, you have everything what you have dreamt of in your life. تو میں نے کہا طارق مجھے پڑھنا ہے. کہتے کیا بات کر رہی ہو بھائی, یہ کیا تم نے کہا؟ میں کہا مجھے پڑھنا ہے, مجھے علم کی دولت حاصل کرنی ہے, کیونکہ یہ تو ہم سب کا یقین اور ایمان ہے کہ علم جتنا آدمی حاصل کرتا ہے اتنا ہی اس کو اپنے جاہل ہونے کا اندازہ ہوتا ہے. تو میں نے جب طارق سے یہ کہا تو he was so amazed and shocked کہ یہ کیا بات کر رہی ہیں. تو پھر میں نے نووا کمیونٹی کالج میں ایڈمیشن لیا, پھر میں نے وہاں پر ESL کے کورسز کیے, اور اب جو میرا ڈریم ہے کہ میں میس کمیونیکیشن میں ماسٹرز کرنا چاہ رہی ہوں. تو یہ سلسلہ جاری ہے, اور یہ جب تک میں زندہ ہوں یہ جاری رہے گا. اور میں ہمارا اور ایک بات بتاؤں کہ جب whenever I have the opportunity, whenever I will get the degree in my hands, at what age, I am not going to share. At what age, I don't know, Allah knows better, but I will definitely share with you all, تاکہ لوگوں کو ایک مثال ملے کہ سب کچھ ہونے سے یہ ضروری نہیں کہ آپ کو لگے کہ آپ کے پاس دنیا کی ساری چیزیں ہیں تو آپ کو ایک اندر اطمینان آ گیا.
بالکل.
آپ کے پاس جب علم کی دولت آتی ہے نا, علم کا خزانہ آتا ہے, تو اس کا جو اطمینان ہے, اس کی جو سیٹسفیکشن ہے, nobody can express in their words کہ وہ کیا ہو سکتی ہے, میں فیل کر سکتی ہوں, کیونکہ مجھے علم حاصل کرنے کا جنون ہے. اس لیے جب مجھے TCF کا کبھی بھی کوئی بھی کسی بھی چیپٹر کی طرف سے مجھے انویٹیشن آتا ہے تو I am participating from the bottom of my heart. مجھے لگتا ہے کہ یہ ساری بچیاں بالکل ویسی ہی ہیں جیسے میرے خواب تھے, اور ایسے ان کے خواب ہیں. اور ایک میں چھوٹی سی کہانی اگر ٹائم ہے تو آپ کے ساتھ شیئر کرنا چاہوں گی. This is not a fiction story, it's a true story. TCF کی ایک اسٹوڈنٹ جس کا نام مریم, آزاد کشمیر کے شہر چمن کوٹلی میں جو ایک چھوٹا سا گاؤں آپ سمجھ لیں پہاڑی کے اوپر, وہاں پر وہ بچی 13 سال کی مریم رہتی تھی. ہر روز صبح وہ پانی کا مٹکا لے کر نیچے جاتی تھی ندی کے پاس, اور وہاں سے پانی بھر کر واپس اپنے گھر آتی تھی. اس کی بیمار ماں, گھر میں بجلی نہیں, گھر میں کھانے پینے کی پراپر اشیاء نہیں, وہ بچی لکڑیاں جمع کرتی تھی جنگل سے، پھر کھانا بناتی تھی، پھر گھر کی صفائی کرتی تھی، پھر ماں کا خیال رکھتی تھی. ایک 13 سالہ بچی. مگر اس کے ساتھ ساتھ اس کو شوق تھا پڑھنے کا، تو وہ TCF کے اسکول میں بھی جا کر پڑھتی تھی. انفارچونیٹلی جب یہ کرونا وائرس آیا، اس بچی نے اسکول جانا چھوڑ دیا. ابا کی جاب بھی چلی گئی. سپٹمبر میں اپریشیٹ کرتی ہوں TCF کے ان تمام ٹیچرز کو، اور خاص طور پہ مس سنیا کو، جنہوں نے محسوس کیا کہ ایک اسٹوڈنٹ جو بہت پیشنیٹ تھی، جو بہت انتھوزیاسٹک تھی، وہ نظر نہیں آ رہی، جس کا نام مریم ہے. دین شی اپروچڈ ہر پیرنٹس. وہ ان کے والدین کے پاس گئیں اور پوچھا کہ جی آپ بچی کو اسکول کیوں نہیں بھیج رہے؟ ابا نے کہا کہ میری جاب چلی گئی ہے اور میری بیوی بیمار ہے. اور اس قسمہ پرسی کی کیفیت میں انہوں نے مریم سے 2 سال بڑی 15 سال اپنی دوسری بیٹی کی شادی فوراً کر دی. اب آپ سوچئے کہ ایک فیملی جو اتنی ٹینشنز میں، اتنی تکلیفوں میں گھری ہو، مگر مریم کے بھی خواب تھے نا. وہ خوابوں میں زندہ نہیں تھی، مگر اس نے خوابوں کو اپنے اندر زندہ رکھا ہوا تھا. اور پھر جب مس سنیا نے مریم کے پیرنٹس کو کہا اور ریکویسٹ کی تو انہوں نے صاف معذرت کر دی، لیکن مس سنیا نے ہمت نہیں ہاری. انہوں نے کہا کہ ہم آپ کے ٹائمنگ کے ساتھ ہم مینج کر لیں گے، آپ بچی کو کچھ گھنٹوں کے لیے اسکول آنے کی اجازت دے دیجیے. اور پھر جب مریم 6 ماہ کے بعد اسکول واپس گئی تو when she is in school، اس کے بعد تو away from all the worries and responsibilities، سب اس کے کاندھوں پر تھی، مگر اس کے ساتھ ساتھ دنیا کی پاسبلٹیز مریم کا ویٹ کر رہی تھی. تو یہ ایک ایسی بچی کی کہانی، اور اس جیسی ہزاروں بچیاں ہیں جن کے دلوں میں خواب ہیں، جن کے پاس بہت کم وسائل ہیں، مگر وہ بہت کچھ کر سکتی ہیں. اور TCF جو کچھ کر رہا ہے یہ کسی سے پوشیدہ نہیں ہے. اور آپ سوچیں نا کہ آزاد کشمیر کے ایک چھوٹے سے گاؤں میں اگر وہاں کی ٹیچرز اتنی محبت سے، جہاں پر میڈیا کی اپروچ نہیں ہے، جہاں پر کوئی ان کو پبلسٹی نہیں مل رہی کہ وہ اتنا زبردست کام کر رہی ہیں، مگر اللہ تعالیٰ کو حاضر و ناظر جان کر دل سے جس طرح سے انہوں نے اس بچی کے لیے کوشش کی، اور اس طرح کی کتنی ٹیچرز ہیں جو بچیوں کے لیے اس طرح کی ایفرٹس کر رہی ہیں. تو پھر آپ سوچیں کہ یہاں پر جتنے لوگ بھی آل اوور دا ورلڈ جو ڈونیٹ کرتے ہیں، وہ یہ سوچیں کہ کتنی ٹیچرز کے لیے ذریعہ معاش کا وہ باعث بنتے ہیں، اور کتنی بچیوں کے خواب پورا کرنے کا وہ باعث بنتے ہیں. اور بچیوں کے ساتھ ساتھ جو بچے ہیں جو پڑھ رہے ہیں، وہ اپنے گھر کا وسیلہ بنتے ہیں، اپنے گھر کے لیے ایک پلر کا کام سر انجام دیتے ہیں. تو یہ سلسلہ میرے خیال میں چلتا رہے گا جب تک ہماری زندگی ہے.
آپ کی اگر ایسی ہی چلتی رہی تو یہ ڈونیشنز میرے پاس آتی رہیں گی، اور میرے پاس بڑی لمبی پائل بن گئی ہے. تو میں نے کہا کہ یہ ذرا تھوڑی سی اناؤنس کر دوں ڈونیشن. ماشاءاللہ آئی ہیو $15,000 donation from Mahwish and Ali Siddiqui. And I have $10,000 donation from Iman and Hamad Rajoob. ہمارے ساتھ ہر سال والنٹیئر کرتے ہیں TCF کے لیے اور ڈونیٹ کرتے ہیں. اور another $10,000 donation from Anam and Bilal Munir. And I have $1,000 donation from Adnan Ikram. MashaAllah, $2,000 donation from Beenish and Shakil Khan. And I have, MashaAllah, a little daughter, Abira, Sara Baji's daughter, $100 from her pocket money. This is so awesome. And I have $3,500 from Arzu and Faiq Sheikh. اور ایک اور anonymous donation ہے $1,450 کی, MashaAllah. And I have $500 from Kishwar and Farooq. And $2,000 from Sania Bhabi and Kamran Salahuddin Bhai. Jazakallah khair, Kamran Bhai and Sania Bhabi. I have $1,000 donation from Hina Azhar and Sharjeel Sohail. And I have $3,000 from Nozima and Anas Munir. And I have $5,000 from Sauda and Tashfeen Ikram. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much. And I have $3,000 from Shazia Ahmad and Abdullah. And I have one more donation طیبہ بھابھی، حامد ہمارے شو کے ڈائریکٹر ہیں، آج ہمارے ساتھ کام کرتے ہیں. ہم کہہ لیں کہ بچپن سے پچھلے 16 سال سے جانتے ہیں ان لوگوں کو. ہمارے ہاتھوں سے شادی ہوئی ہے ان کی. حامد, before I announce this donation, Hamid, Bhabhi, I need you in here. Can you guys please send? Yaar, no. I need both of them. No, you both have to come here. I have a mic here. You both have to come here. Come on, let's pull this chair. The reason I pulled them over, I mean, I have a huge donation announcement. Bhabhi, please. Hamid and Tayyaba Bhabhi have announced they are going to build an entire new school in Pakistan.
جزاک اللہ, برافو, ماشاء اللہ. احمد, اس سے پہلے کہ آپ ان سے کچھ کہیں, میں ایک بات کہنا چاہوں گی کہ ایسے لوگ جو ہیں, ایسے لوگ بہت عقل مند ہوتے ہیں اور بہت چالاک بھی ہوتے ہیں. آپ کو پتہ ہے کہ they are doing the business directly with Alamia.
بالکل صحیح کہہ رہی ہیں آپ. بالکل صحیح کہہ رہی ہیں. Hamid, you always have donated, but this is a big surprise even for me. یہ ابھی ڈیسائیڈ کیا, did you just decide it now or is this something you've been thinking about?
So this is something we've been thinking about for roughly about a year now.
MashaAllah.
And essentially we were planning for it and then here we are.
MashaAllah. ریما, آپ کچھ پوچھنا چاہیں گی؟
جی بالکل, میں پوچھنا چاہوں گی کہ ایک تو جزاک اللہ خیر, ماشاء اللہ کہ آپ کے دل میں یہ سوچ پیدا ہوئی اور آپ جیسے لوگوں کو دیکھ کر لگتا ہے کہ انسانیت زندہ ہے, اور اسی وجہ سے اللہ تعالیٰ کی ذات پر جو ایک یقین ہے نا, وہ اور مضبوط ہو جاتا ہے. کہ کہتے ہیں کہ فرشتے نظر نہیں آتے, بٹ مجھے لگتا ہے کہ جو لوگ ایسا افضل کام کرتے ہیں, جو اپنی ذات کی نفی کر کے دوسروں کے لیے سوچتے ہیں, جو اپنے بچوں کو ایک سائڈ پر رکھ کر دوسرے بچوں کا بھی ویسے ہی احساس کرتے ہیں, وہ کسی طور پر بھی فرشتوں سے کم نہیں ہوتے. تو میں آپ لوگوں کے لیے بس یہی کہوں گی کہ اللہ رب العزت آپ کو اس جہان میں بھی بہت عزت عطا کرے اور اگلے جہان میں بھی. اور یقین کیجئے کہ میرا اپنا یہ ایمان ہے کہ جو کچھ آج آپ کر رہے ہیں اور آپ کے اس پیسے سے جتنے بچے بھی مستفید ہوں گے, اس کا ریٹرن آپ کو بھی اس دنیا میں ملے گا اور آپ کی آنے والی نسلوں تک کو اس کا بینیفٹ ملے گا.
انشاءاللہ, آمین. Bhabhi, I do have to ask, or any of you, why? What made you decide to do this?
I believe it's the cause of TCF itself. ہم بچپن میں ایسے مضمون لکھا کرتے تھے کہ knowledge is power, education is power, تعلیم کی اہمیت. اور I believe I have first-hand experienced that power, that impact on my family and myself. جب میں 1 سال کی تھی تقریباً, تو my mother became a widow. We did not have any other money. We did not have any other resources, property, land, or anything. But one thing that she did have was education. ان کی اچھی تعلیم ہوئی تھی. And because of that, she was able to join the workforce. She was able to be financially independent. She was able to teach us between the difference between the right and wrong. She could teach us what our rights were. Or, we were eventually saved from any exploitation. So it's وجہ سے this cause is like, it has always been very near to me. And, while she was raising us, انہوں نے بھی ہماری ایجوکیشن پہ بہت توجہ دی, پہ خاص ایمفیسس ہوتا تھا. And I believe, that was the cause eventually مجھے مائکروسافٹ سے کال آئی, and that brought me all the way from Pakistan to Seattle. حالانکہ جب میں چھوٹی تھی تو بہت لوگ سوال کرتے تھے کہ تم اپنے ساری سیلری بچوں کی ایجوکیشن پہ کیوں لگا رہی ہو, but eventually it paid off. تو کبھی کبھی میں سوچتی ہوں کہ یہ جو TCF کے بچے ہیں, ان کو بھی اگر یہ اپرچونٹی ملے, تو یہ اس میں کوئی بعید نہیں کہ a lot of them would be working for a lot of great companies around the world. بلکہ مجھے بہت خوشی ہوئی, آج ایک ویڈیو ان لوگوں نے آج پلے کی تھی. I loved that to see a couple of kids in there جنہوں نے اپنے بارے میں ایجوکیشن IBA and passed as where I went to, and I was so emotionally it was so مجھے بہت اچھا لگا کہ وہاں پہ بھی TCF کے بچے جا رہے ہیں, سب کچھ. This is something doable.
Thank you so much. Magar, I have to ask you guys one more question. So, building a school for TCF is a big multi-year commitment. You have to fund the school cost, and you have to continue to fund the operations for next 5 years of operational cost. How do you plan to manage that?
So essentially, when we started looking at it, Amr, the thing that came about was looking at the number and the figure that is required to support this.
Yeah.
It is a big number. And we looked at other folks in the community who have done it and reached out to them to figure out the tips and tricks on how to manage it. We learned some from them. We looked at what the sadaqah zakat we already do.
Yeah.
And there was a gap. So at the end of it, we had to make some life choices, differ some choices. And essentially over the next 3 years,
this is awesome.
Fund the building of the school.
This is awesome.
Inshallah.
Thank you for making
Inshallah.
those sacrifices. May Allah accept your donation. May Allah reward you. May Allah multiply it for you. May Allah multiply it for you.
Thank you, Amr. And one more call out, just that we have some ways to go to our goal of funding all the children, the 5,111.
Please keep donating.
Please keep donating, because
donating.
this one does not count towards that.
This does not. No, this is a brand new we are going to build and support for next 5 years. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much, Bhabhi. Jazakallah khair.
मुझे एक बाबा बुल्ले शाह का कलाम है, जिस तरह से जिस दिल से लोगों ने डोनेट किया है। बहुत सारे लोगों के पास बहुत पैसा होता है मगर दिल नहीं होता।
बिल्कुल।
ये सोच पैदा नहीं होती कि वो ये नहीं सोचते कि हम इस दुनिया में खाली हाथ आए थे और हमने इस दुनिया से खाली हाथ जाना है।
बिल्कुल।
इस वक्फे के बीच में अगर हम कुछ भी अच्छा काम करेंगे तो वो हमें पे ऑफ करेगा। But this is a human nature that we want everything permanent in this temporary world. ये इंसान की फितरत है। मगर इन लोगों को देखकर मुझे बाबा बुल्ले शाह का एक बड़ा खूबसूरत कलाम याद आ गया। It's in Punjabi. I don't know कि most of the people they understand Punjabi or not, but I would love to share.
बिल्कुल चलती है।
देख बंदिया आसमाना ते उड़दे परिंदे, देख बंदिया आसमाना ते उड़दे परिंदे, देख ते सही की करदे ने, नाउ करदे रिस्क ज़खीरा, नाउ भुखे मरदे ने, कदी किसे ने पंख पखेरू भुखे मरदे देखे ने, बंदे ही करदे रिस्क ज़खीरा, बंदे ही भुखे मरदे ने।
Mashallah, mashallah, mashallah. Thank you so much, Reema. This is beautiful. But one thing I want to say is the reason I pull these guys, and I know none of these probably they're going to kick my butt when I go outside. I didn't mean to embarrass. मेरा मकसद किसी को शर्मिंदा करना बुला के और किसी को सवाल करना और पर्सनल सवाल करना, उसकी वजह ये नहीं थी कि किसी को बुरा फील हो। ये लोग बिल गेट्स और जॉब्स और इलान मस्क नहीं है। ये हम जैसे ही कपल हैं, हम जैसे ही फैमिली हैं, हम साथ खेलते साथ खाते बड़े होते हैं।
तभी अमर देखिए ना कि उनका जज्बा देखें कि उन्होंने अगर वो चाहते तो वो सोच सकते थे कि ये पैसा वो अपने बच्चों के लिए रखते हैं, वो बड़े होकर उनके काम आएगा। मगर ऐसे लोगों की अजमत को सलाम है कि जिनके पास अल्लाह ने दिल बहुत खूबसूरत और खजानों से भरा हुआ दिया।
बिल्कुल। रीमा, एक चीज मैं आपने को याद होगा कि ज्वाइन करने से पहले हम लोग बच्चों की वीडियो चला रहे थे। सियाटल के बच्चों ने यहाँ पर क्रिएट की है फॉर मैसेज। लेट्स लुक एट द सेकंड पार्ट ऑफ इट। उसका दूसरा हिस्सा है, तो आपके साथ वो दूसरा हिस्सा भी देखते हैं उस वीडियो का।
Would love to watch.
Thank you.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do. Oh yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah. If you're tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep, I'll sing a song beside you. And if you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. Oh, find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do. Oh yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah. You'll always have my shoulder when you cry.
माशाल्लाह, कैसी लगी रीमा आपको हम लोगों की, हमारे बच्चों की वीडियोस?
ये आपके नहीं, ये हम सबके बच्चे हैं. दे आर द फ्यूचर ऑफ पाकिस्तान. और अगर देखें TCF ना सिर्फ जो बच्चे पाकिस्तान में हैं डिजर्व करते हैं, हमारी जनरोसिटी की तरफ देख रहे हैं, उसी के साथ साथ आप देखें कि आप जो यहाँ बच्चे हैं माशाल्लाह जिन पर अल्लाह की बहुत रहमतें हैं, उनके दिल में वो जज्बा है, वो अपने उन बहन भाइयों का, हम वतनों की तकलीफ का एहसास कर रहे हैं.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
इसी हवाले से अमर, अगर आपके पास टाइम है तो इल्म के लिए एक छोटी सी नज्म है मेरे पास, अगर इफ
मैं
यू हैव
बिल्कुल सुनना चाहूँगा, बिल्कुल सुनना चाहूँगा.
इल्म से अपनी शान है यारो, इल्म से अपनी आन है यारो, इल्म से इज्जत वतन भी है, इल्म से हुर्मत चमन भी है. इल्म हासिल है जिंदगानी का, इल्म हासिल है कामरानी का. इल्म एक शहर है मोहब्बत का, इल्म एक देश है सदाकत का. इल्म एक परचम है वफा का, इल्म आईना हया भी है. इल्म से रोशनी मिली हमको, इल्म से जिंदगी मिली हमको. इल्म से तेरगी को दूर करो, काम अच्छा है तुम जरूर करो. इल्म से अपना बोल बाला है, सारी दुनिया में जो उजाला है. इल्म की रोशनी दिखाओ इन्हें, इल्म क्या चीज है बताओ इन्हें. आओ मिलजुल के हम पढ़ें यारो, सीधे रास्ते पर हम चलें यारो.
माशाल्लाह माशाल्लाह, ब्यूटीफुल ब्यूटीफुल. रीमा, हमारे साथ सियाटल कम्युनिटी से भी क्वेश्चन आ रहे हैं. हम सोशल मीडिया पे लाइव हैं इस वक्त, तो जाहिर है उनके क्वेश्चन आ रहे हैं, तो हम चाहेंगे 2-3 सवाल. हम सारे माशाल्लाह इतने सारे क्वेश्चंस हैं वो नहीं कर सकते, बहुत चाहने वाले, बहुत फैन हैं आपके यहाँ पर. एक सवाल जरूर यहाँ पर डालेंगे कि व्हाट डू यू एंजॉय द मोस्ट, एक्टिंग, डायरेक्शन, प्रोडक्शन, टीवी होस्टिंग?
Everything, to be very honest. But सबसे ज़्यादा मुझे होस्टिंग का जो है वो मैंने लुत्फ लिया, क्योंकि उसमें मुझे पढ़ना पड़ता था. एक इतना बड़ा पुलंदा आता था मेरे पास पेपर्स का, जब मेरा जो भी गेस्ट होता था उसकी लाइफ के बारे में मुझे पूरी रिसर्च करनी पड़ती थी. और जब मैं वो तमाम पेपर्स पढ़ती थी तो वो 2 in 1 था कि मुझे वो जो एक मेरी तशनगी होती है ना, रूह को तशफ़ी मिलती है, तो वो भी मुझे होता था कि मैं एक नॉलेज हासिल कर रही हूँ, किसी पर्सनालिटी के बारे में जान रही हूँ. और फिर देखिए हमारी फील्ड के अंदर अहमद होता क्या है कि हम रेटिंग के लिए किसी की भी लेग पुलिंग करते हैं, किसी की भी कोई लूप होल्स हो तो हम लोगों के सामने लेकर आते हैं और बहुत मजे से डिस्कस करते हैं कि हमें इससे रेटिंग मिलेगी. लेकिन जब आप सही और गलत की तमीज करते हैं, जो आपको इल्म हासिल करने के बाद आती है, आपको पता चलता है कौन सा रास्ता आपको बुराई की तरफ ले जा रहा है, कौन सा रास्ता आपको अच्छाई की तरफ ले जा रहा है. तो जब मेरे पास कोई ऐसे क्वेश्चंस आते थे, बिलीव मी, व्हेन आई वाज डूइंग अ शो ऑन समर चैनल, रीमा शो इन 2010, तो मेरे कुछ ऐसे गेस्ट भी थे, जो मेरी कुछ ऐसी कोलीग्स भी थी कि जिनके साथ मेरी उनकी तरफ से नहीं बनती थी. اور وہ سارکاسٹک سوال مجھے کہا جاتا تھا کہ میں ان سے پوچھوں,
جی
مگر یقین کیجئے کہ میں نہیں پوچھتی تھی, اس لیے کہ مجھے جو میں نے اپنے بڑوں سے سیکھا, یا جو بھی علم رکھنے والے لوگ تھے, پازیٹیو تھے, صحیح غلط کی پہچان رکھتے تھے, سمجھاتے تھے, وہ یہ کہتے تھے کہ جب آپ کسی کی بے عزتی کرتے ہیں, در حقیقت آپ اپنی اوقات کا اظہار کرتے ہیں.
بالکل صحیح.
اور آپ جب کسی کی برائی دیکھتے ہیں اور اس پر پردہ ڈال دیتے ہیں تو یہ بڑے پن کا اظہار ہوتا ہے. اور یہ ساری چیزیں ہمیں کیسے پتہ چلتی ہیں؟ جب ہم پڑھتے ہیں, جب ہم اچھی بات سنتے ہیں, جب ہم کہیں نہ کہیں سے اچھی طرح سے علم حاصل کرنے کی کوشش کرتے ہیں. تو ایز این ہوسٹ میں نے بہت انجوائے کیا, اور ابھی فار دا لاسٹ 2 years آئی ایم کنڈکٹنگ رمضان ٹرانسمیشن.
جی
اس سے بھی بہت کچھ سیکھنے کا موقع ملا,
ماشاء اللہ.
اپنی غلطیوں کا بہت احساس ہوا. اور میں بتاؤں احمد, اسی پلیٹ فارم کے ذریعے میں کہنا چاہوں گی کہ عموماً ہم لوگ کبھی کبھی بہت عام سی چیزیں جو ہمیں بہت عام لگتی ہیں, لیکن وہ ہماری گناہوں میں شامل ہو جاتی ہیں. جیسے کسی نے مجھے کسی کی کوئی ہلیریس ویڈیو مجھے فارورڈ کی, اور
جی
میں ہنسی اور میں نے اس کو دیکھ کر آگے فارورڈ کر دیا.
جی
ایک تو میں نے کسی کی برائی دیکھی اور پھر اس برائی کو میں نے آگے پھیلا دیا. تو یہ بھی ایک طرح سے ہمیں علم حاصل ہوتا ہے کہ اگر کسی کی کوئی غلط چیز یا کوئی ایسی مذاق والی چیز آپ تک پہنچتی ہے تو پہلے تو جس نے پہنچائی اس کو منع کرو کہ اس بات کو یہیں ختم کر دو اور اس کو آگے پھیلاؤ مت. تو یہ ساری باتیں جو میں نے سیکھی, لوگ پوچھتے ہیں کہ جی ریما آپ اتنی اللہ تعالیٰ کی اتنی رحمت ہے, آپ اتنی پازیٹیو کیسے ہیں؟ کوئی انسان پازیٹیو مکمل طور پہ نہیں ہوتا, مگر جب آپ علم حاصل کرتے ہیں, جب آپ پڑھتے ہیں, آپ کو پتہ چلتا ہے کہ بھائی اپنے اندر اتنی غلطیاں ہیں, دوسروں میں کہاں سے ڈھونڈیں,
بالکل
پہلے
صحیح.
اپنی اصلاح تو کر لیں. اور
بالکل
یہ
صحیح.
سارا علم آپ کو تب ملتا ہے جب آپ تعلیم کی جستجو کرتے ہیں, جب آپ اپنے اندر اس چیز کو زندہ رکھتے ہیں. تو اس پلیٹ فارم سے اپنے تھرو میں تمام سیاٹل کے لوگوں کو ریکویسٹ کرنا چاہوں گی, آئی نو دے آر ویری جنرس اور وہ زبردست طریقے سے پارٹیسپیٹ بھی کر رہے ہیں, لیکن
اور میرے پاس بہت سارے ڈونیشن آ گئے ہیں, لیکن اس سے پہلے میں ایک سوال ضرور اور کمیونٹی کا پوچھنا چاہوں گا, اور اس سے میں بھی اتفاق کرتا ہوں, کیونکہ جیسے آپ نے بتایا جب آپ ہوسٹ کرتے ہیں تو پھر آپ پورا پلندہ لے کے اس کی زندگی کی ریسرچ کرتے ہیں, تو مجھے بھی موقع ملا تھوڑی بہت ریسرچ آپ کے بارے میں کرنے کا, اور مجھے بڑا اتفاق ہے اس کوشچن سے کہ ہیو یو ایور تھاٹ اباؤٹ, آپ کو خیال آیا کہ اپنی لائف کے اوپر ایک مووی پروڈیوس اور ڈائریکٹ کریں؟ اور یہ واقعی بڑا ویلڈ سوال ہے, کیونکہ آپ کی جو لائف سٹوری ہے وہ اتنی نہ صرف انٹرسٹنگ بٹ آلسو سبق آموز ہے سب کے لیے, لرننگ اپرچونٹی فار ایوری بڈی. آئی تھنک اٹ وڈ بی اے ویری ویری گڈ آئیڈیا.
احمد بالکل, جب سنجے دت نے اپنی لائف کے حوالے سے فلم بنائی, سنجو کے حوالے سے بہت سارے لوگوں نے مجھے کہا کہ ابھی بہت ساری چیزیں ہم نے میڈیا پہ شیئر نہیں کی, یا اس طرح سے لوگ نہیں جانتے جو کلوز فرینڈز یا بہت کلوز سرکل جانتا ہے. تو انہوں نے کہا کہ تم بھی ایک فلم بناؤ ایسی کہ کیسے اسٹرگل کر کے تم اس مقام تک پہنچی, اور اس انڈسٹری کے اندر جہاں پر کوئی بھی انسٹیٹیوشن نہیں تھا, جہاں کوئی سکھانے والا ادارہ نہیں تھا, جہاں آپ کی کوئی گرومنگ نہیں ہوتی تھی, جہاں پر فوٹو شاپ نہیں تھی جب ہم نے کریئر سٹارٹ کیا, جہاں پر کوئی کسی طرح کی بھی آرٹیفیشل چیزیں نہیں تھی, آپ جو ہیں وہی دکھایا جاتا تھا, اور جو دکھانے والا ڈائریکٹر ہے وہ جو سوچ رکھتا تھا وہ ویسا ہی آپ کو دکھاتا تھا. تو یہ بہت ساری ایسی چیزیں, اور پھر کس پروسیس سے گزر کر آپ ایک مقام تک پہنچتے ہیں, بالکل دل کرتا ہے. لیکن فلم تو نہیں, مگر یہ ہے کہ اپنی کتاب ضرور لکھوں گی تاکہ when I will leave this world لوگ یاد رکھیں کہ کوئی بھی زندگی میں چیز آسانی سے نہیں ملتی, آپ کو کوئی مقام آسانی سے نہیں ملتا. مگر مجھے خوشی یہ ہے کہ میں نے اپنا چائلڈہڈ جو ہے اس کو اگر کھویا, مگر میں نے اپنی تینوں بہنوں کو پڑھایا, اور آج ماشاءاللہ مجھے بہت خوشی ہوتی ہے کہ ایک بہن میری نے آکسفورڈ سے ماشاءاللہ جب تعلیم حاصل کی تو وہ ایک بہت بڑے بینک میں, شی از دا ینگسٹ اسسٹنٹ وائس پریزیڈنٹ, تو وہ میرے دل کو ایک اطمینان ہوتا ہے. اور باقی بہنیں بھی تعلیم حاصل کر کے جس طرح سے سسرال میں رہ رہی ہیں, تو وہ ان کو جو عزت ملتی ہے, تو وہ مجھے لگتا ہے کہ اگر میں تعلیم حاصل نہیں کر سکی مگر میں ذریعہ بن گئی اپنی بہنوں کا, تو مجھے وہ ایک سیٹسفیکشن ملتی ہے کہ ٹھیک ہے میرے ہاتھ میں نہیں ہے کہ میں وقت کو واپس لا سکوں, لیکن मैंने जो दूसरी जिंदगियों के लिए अपने वक्त को, अपने चाइल्डहुड को, अपने बाबा का एक बेटा बनकर मैंने उनका साथ दिया, अपनी वो टीन एज की जो खुशियां होती हैं, जो एंजॉयमेंट वाली लाइफ होती है, वो मैंने सारी काम करने में गुजार दी, स्ट्रगल करने में गुजार दी. मगर मुझे आज खुशी है अमर कि अल्लाह ताला ने देर से चाहे मुझे मौका मिला, मगर रब्बुल इज़्ज़त बहुत रहीम है, वो रहमान है, वो करीम है. उसने मुझे मौका दिया कि इस बंदी को शौक है पढ़ने का, तो चलो अब शादी के बाद मेरा 5.5 साल का बेटा है, वो भी कंप्यूटर की क्लास ले रहा होता है और साथ अम्मा भी कंप्यूटर के पर बैठी होती है, अपने कॉलेज की असाइनमेंट सारी जो है वो जमा कर रही होती है. तो ये अल्लाह की बड़ी रहमत है. आप जो बोते हैं वो आपको वापस मिलता है, वो रिटर्न होता है. सो दैट्स व्हाई ऑलवेज बी पॉजिटिव एंड ट्राई टू स्प्रेड द पॉजिटिविटी टू द सोसाइटी. अगर आप अच्छाई को लोगों तक फैलाएंगे तो ट्रस्ट मी, आज कल जिंदगी के किसी न किसी लम्हे में ये सारी चीजें रिटर्न आपके पास वापस आती हैं.
माशाल्लाह, माशाल्लाह. रीमा, आपसे बातें जारी रहेंगी. मेरे पास काफ़ी डोनेशन जमा हो गई हैं. लेट मी अनाउंस दोज एंड देन वी विल कंटिन्यू. शहजाद भट्टी भाई साहब हैं हमारे साथ. उनकी तरफ से $2,500, $2,500. One of my colleague actually from office, Amy Flanagan from VMware, $1,350 from her. $5,000 from Tabassum and Tariq Rathore. And then I have $1,000 from Nigar and Murtaza Rizvi.
Mashallah.
I have, mashallah, $5,000 from Maida and Shoaib Rasool. Thank you, Maida Bhabi and Shoaib Bhai. I have $10,000 from another one of the most deserving bachelors of Seattle, Moz Mia. Won't be bachelors for long. $100 from Hamza Wakas. यूथ हैं हमारे सियाटल के. बच्चों की तरफ से जब आते हैं तो बड़ा दिल को मुझे खुशी होती है कि आगे इन्हीं लोगों को लेके आगे चलना है. माशाल्लाह, पीर नसीर चिश्ती साहब हमारे माजा ग्रिल के रेस्टोरेंट एंटरप्रेन्योर हैं. उनकी तरफ से $1,300. जज़ाकल्लाहु खैर. May Allah give you barakah in your restaurant and in your rizq. $2,000 from Zanjbil Rana and Shoaib Nazir. Jazakallah khair. I have $10,000 from Farah and Mia Khurram. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much. I have $1,000 from Hajra and Abdul Baqi. Thank you so much. Or we have $20,000 from Nazish Ikram and Sahir Huda. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Or $10,000 from Anush and Farooq Ghaffar. $5,000 from Amina and Sajjad Muyuddin. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. $2,000 from Safina and Khalid Chaudhry. Another $5,000 from Afia and Rafe Abbasi. Thank you so much. And another $5,000 from Shahid Khatri. Thank you so much. Seattle community, thank you so much. रीमा, if you don't mind, हम लोग चल के देखते हैं कि हम अपने गोल के करीब या उससे आगे निकले हैं या नहीं निकले हैं.
Why not?
Please put up the goal slide. हमारा गोल था 7 लाख का 35 स्कूल फंड करने का. Seattle, here comes the numbers. $1,011,990. Mashallah. Congratulations, Seattle. Congratulations.
माशाल्लाह. देखिए अहमद, मैंने आपसे क्या कहा था कि ऑलवेज बी पॉजिटिव. आप पॉजिटिव रहें. और ये जो सियाटल के लोग हैं, जैसे मैंने कहा कि दिल जो होता है ना, ये अक्कासी करता है इंसान की पर्सनालिटी के. और यहाँ के लोगों का दिल इतना खूबसूरत है कि, और वो कितने अक्लमंद हैं. दे आर डूइंग द बिजनेस डायरेक्टली टू अल्लाह मियाँ. रब्बे कायनात के साथ डायरेक्ट बिजनेस कर रहे हैं. और इसी पर मुझे एक बड़ी प्यारी नज्म है, हमें स्कूल जाना है.
हाँ,
आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू शेयर कि मैं कितनी एज की हूँ. बिल्कुल जितनी मैं नजर आती हूँ बस मैं उतनी एज की हूँ. तो मगर मेरा पैशन है, मेरा शौक है कि मुझे भी स्कूल जाना है. और मैं अब स्कूल से तो तरक्की करके कॉलेज में चली गई हूँ, बट इसके बाद यूनिवर्सिटी भी जाना है. बट ये प्यारी सी नज्म उन तमाम बच्चियों के लिए, उन तमाम लोगों के लिए जो अपने घरों में बैठे हैं, जिनके पास ये अपॉर्चुनिटीज नहीं है. मगर सल्यूट टू ऑल दोज पीपल हु आर प्रोवाइडिंग द अपॉर्चुनिटीज टू ऑल दोज किड्स के जो उनकी तरफ उम्मीद की नज़र से देख रहे हैं. तो ये है जी, इसका उन्वान है हमें स्कूल जाना है. یہ موسم ہے امنگوں کا، ترنگوں کا زمانہ ہے، چمن کے پھول ہیں ہم، کام اپنا مسکرانا ہے، قدم جو بھی اٹھانا ہے ترقی کا اٹھانا ہے، ستاروں کی طرح ایک دن فلک پر جگمگانا ہے، گلے میں ڈال کر باہیں خوشی کے گیت گانا ہے، ہمیں اسکول جانا ہے، ہمیں اسکول جانا ہے، ملے آدھی اگر روٹی تو ہم اتنی ہی کھائیں گے، مصیبت جو پڑے سر پر خوشی سے جھیل جائیں گے، جو پڑھنا سیکھ جائیں گے تو اوروں کو پڑھائیں گے، جو رستے میں بھٹکتے ہیں انہیں منزل دکھائیں گے، محبت کا دیا ہر موڑ پر ہم کو جلانا ہے، ہمیں اسکول جانا ہے، ہمیں اسکول جانا ہے، نہیں ہے علم سے بڑھ کر جہاں میں کوئی بھی دولت، ہمیں ہے نہیں ہے علم سے بڑھ کر جہاں میں کوئی بھی دولت، یہی بے نور آنکھوں کا یہی ہے نا دوبارہ سے، نہیں ہے علم سے بڑھ کر جہاں میں کوئی بھی دولت، یہی ہے نور آنکھوں کا، دلوں کی ہے یہی راحت، یہ وہ شے ہے لگا سکتا نہیں جس کی کوئی قیمت، یہ وہ شے ہے لگا سکتا نہیں جس کی کوئی قیمت، بغیر اس کے نہ دل بغیر اس کے نہ مل پائے گی دنیا میں کوئی بھی عزت، اٹھو جلدی اگر تعلیم کا دریا بہانا ہے، ہمیں اسکول جانا ہے، ہمیں اسکول جانا ہے، جہالت کا اندھیرا عقل سے معذور کرتا ہے، جہالت کا اندھیرا عقل سے معذور کرتا ہے، جو دل کی آنکھ ہے اس کو یہی بے نور کرتا ہے، بنا دیتا ہے یہ شیطان خدا سے دور کرتا ہے، ہمیں در در بھٹکنے کے لیے مجبور کرتا ہے، جسے تعلیم کہتے ہیں وہ حکمت کا خزانہ ہے، جسے تعلیم کہتے ہیں وہ حکمت کا خزانہ ہے، ہمیں اسکول جانا ہے، ہمیں اسکول جانا ہے۔
ماشاء اللہ، بہت بہت خوبصورت ریما، زبردست آپ نے پوئم ہمیں شیئر کی ہے۔ ہمارے پاس سیاٹل کمیونٹی سے ماشاء اللہ کوشچنز بھی آ گئے ہیں، اور آپ کی نظم کے حوالے سے ایک سوال ضرور کریں گے۔
جی،
What is your favorite school memory from Pakistan؟ آپ
سچ بتاؤں بہت ساری میموریز ہے، مگر مجھے یاد ہے کہ I don't want to become emotional but memorable memory ایک ہے کہ جب میں نے جیسے کہ بتایا میرے بابا کی جاب چلی گئی تھی، he was working in taxation department، اس کے بعد میرے جوتے جو تھے، میں کیونکہ ایتھلیٹ بہت اچھی تھی، کانوینٹ میں پڑھتی تھی اور گیمز میں بہت پارٹیسپیٹ کرتی تھی، تو میرے جوتوں کے اندر جب اس وقت میں موچی ہوتے تھے تو جب بھی ٹوٹ جاتے تھے تو موچی سے جا کر کیل لگوا لیتے تھے، اور ایک وقت ایسا بھی آیا کہ میں اپنی مما سے نہیں کہتی تھی اور نہ اپنے ابا سے کہتی تھی، کیونکہ مجھے اچھا نہیں، مجھے پتا تھا کہ میں نئے جوتے بولوں گی تو وہ 150-200 کے آئیں گے یا 60-70 روپے کے آئیں گے، تو میں اپنے امی ابا سے نہیں کہوں گی، تو میں انہی کے نیچے کاٹن رکھ کر اور کاٹن کو کپڑے میں لپیٹ کر تو میں جوتے وہی استعمال کرتی رہی، اور اتنے وہ ٹوٹ گئے، 2-3-2-2.5 سال سے مسلسل استعمال کر رہی تھی، اتنے ٹوٹ گئے کہ مجھے آج تک یاد ہے کہ جب میں موچی کے پاس گئی، چھوٹی سی تھی، موچی کے پاس گئی اور میں نے کہا کہ انکل موچی انکل، بس یہ پھر سے ٹوٹ گیا میرا جوتا، اس کو آپ جوڑ دیجئے، تو انہوں نے کہا کہ بیٹا اب تو اس میں کیل لگانے کی بھی جگہ نہیں ہے، اور میرا باسکٹ بال کا میچ تھا فائنل، کلاس 8 کے ساتھ، ایٹ دیٹ ٹائم آئی واز ان کلاس 7، اور بٹ میچ میں جیتی، اور آج زندگی میں بہت کچھ ہے عمر، مگر میں وہ وقت نہیں بھولتی، اور ہمیں اپنا وہ وقت بھولنا بھی نہیں چاہیے، کیونکہ وہ وقت اگر ہم مشکل کا وقت یاد رکھتے ہیں نا تو ہمیں اتنا کچھ ملنے کے بعد احساس رہتا ہے کہ ہم انسان ہیں، جس چیز سے ہم گزرے آج کوئی اور وہ بچی نہ گزرے، تو بس پھر میں نے ٹرافی جیتی، میری کلاس میں ہم نے ون کیا, اور بس وہ مجھے آج تک یاد ہے کہ وہ ٹوٹے جوتے میں نے آج بھی احمد سنبھال کے رکھے ہوئے ہیں. آج اس بات کو 25 سال سے زیادہ عرصہ گزر چکا ہے, مگر میں نے آج تک وہ جوتے سنبھال کے رکھے ہیں,
اور
کیونکہ مجھے وہ احساس دلاتے ہیں.
بالکل یہی جو احساس ہوتا ہے جو آپ کو ہمبل رکھتے ہیں, آپ کو گراؤنڈڈ رکھتے ہیں, آپ کو کیونکہ وہ یاد ہے, وہ چیزیں یاد ہیں, وہ کمیاں یاد ہیں جو آپ نے زندگی میں محسوس کریں, وہ
اور
آپ
احمد میں اور آپ کو بات بتاؤں کہ مجھے بڑا شوق تھا پڑھنے کا بچپن سے ہی. مجھے میری باقی 2 بہنیں بہت خوبصورت ہیں, میں ان کے مقابلے میں کچھ نہیں, مگر وہ پڑھاکو بھی ہیں, مگر ان سے زیادہ میں پڑھاکو تھی. اور میں کبھی لائٹ چلی جاتی تھی تو میں موم بتی جلا کر بھی پڑھتی تھی. مجھے اس وقت میں, اگر میرے ساتھ جو لوگ پاکستان میں 90s میں یا 88-89 میں ہوں گے پاکستان, ان کو یاد ہوگا کہ 2 سیریز آتی تھی اسٹوری بکس, اشتیاق احمد کی جمشید سیریز اور عمران سیریز مظہر کلیم کی. تو میں جمشید سیریز خریدتی تھی, اس میں 3 بچے ہوتے تھے اور ان کا ابا تھا وہ انسپیکٹر ہوتا تھا. تو مجھے ہوتا تھا کہ میں کتاب اس وقت ملتی تھی, ایک کتاب 7 روپے کی یا 10 روپے کی یا 12 روپے کی. اور مجھے ابھی تک یاد ہے کہ میری امی جو مجھے بریک میں جو ہمیں چپس کھانے ہوتے تھے یا سموسا کھانا ہوتا تھا, اس کے لیے جو امی پاکٹ منی دیتی تھی, میں وہ سموسا نہیں کھاتی تھی, میں وہ پیسے جمع کر لیتی تھی, 2 روپے یا 3 روپے یا 5 روپے جو ملتے تھے اس وقت, تو میں وہ رکھ لیتی تھی کہ مجھے مہینے کے آخر میں وہ عمران سیریز خریدنی ہے اور اشتیاق احمد کی وہ 4 کتابیں خریدنی ہیں. تو وہ میں پیسے جمع کر کے بڑی خاموشی سے چھپاتی تھی. دل کرتا تھا سموسا کھانے کو, دل کرتا تھا کہ میں بھی چپس کھاؤں اور بریک میں بھٹا لوں اور میں بھی کھاؤں, مگر میں دل پہ جبر کر لیتی تھی کیونکہ مجھے پڑھنے کا شوق تھا. اور مجھے جنون کی حد تک آج بھی, میں یہاں پر امریکہ کے اندر سول کے نام سے ایک تنظیم ہے جو اردو ادب کو فروغ دیتے ہیں. لوگ کہتے ہیں اس میں بہت سارے بزرگ شخصیات ہیں, پروفیسر ٹائپ لوگ ہیں, اور ینگسٹرز بہت کم نظر آتے ہیں. تو بڑے لوگ حیران ہو کر پوچھتے ہیں کہ آپ کسی کٹی پارٹی میں نہیں جاتی ہیں, اور آپ دوستوں کے ساتھ اس طرح سے ہینگ آؤٹ کرنے کی بجائے آپ ان بڑے بڑے بزرگ لوگوں کی محفل میں آ کر بیٹھتی ہیں اور اتنے 2 4 گھنٹے آپ ان کو بیٹھ کر سنتی ہیں. تو میں بتاؤں, وہ جو مجھے لگتا ہے کہ وہ ایک ایک لفظ بول رہے ہوتے ہیں نا, مجھے لگتا ہے کہ کٹی پارٹی میں جاؤں گی تو مجھے زیادہ تر کیا ہوگا, او ریما یہ کون سا آج تم نے میک اپ استعمال کیا, بالوں میں کیا یوز کرتی ہو, فیشن آج کل کیا چل رہا ہے, یہ کون سے برانڈ کا بیگ پکڑا ہے, جوتا کون سے برانڈ کا پہنا ہے. مجھے ان باتوں سے وہ سیٹسفیکشن نہیں ملے گی جو یہ بڑی ایج کے لوگ جو علم کا خزانہ رکھتے ہیں, جو اتنی علمی گفتگو کر رہے ہیں, ان سے جو مجھے سیکھنے کا موقع ملتا ہے. مجھے لگتا ہے کہ آج جو پازیٹیوٹی میرے اندر آئے گی وہ میں نے اپنی بہنوں میں ڈیلیور کی, وہ اپنے بچوں میں کریں گی, وہ آگے سے اپنے بچوں میں کریں گے, تو ایک سلسلہ چلے گا. اسی طرح سے TCF کے پلیٹ فارم سے جو بچے آج تعلیم حاصل کر رہے ہیں, وہ ان کا ڈریم ہے کہ بڑے ہو کر کوئی ڈاکٹر بنے, کوئی پروفیسر بنے, کوئی ٹیچر بنے, کوئی بزنس انٹرپرینور بنے, کوئی کسی بھی فیلڈ میں جائے, مگر یہ ایک چین چلے گی. سو ایٹ دی اینڈ آئی جسٹ وانٹ ٹو ریکویسٹ ایوری ون, پلیز ڈونیٹ. آپ کو نہیں پتا کہ کسی کا کوئی آج بڑا گھر ہے مگر اس کا کل چھوٹا سا گھر تھا. کسی کے پاس آج برانڈڈ جوتے ہیں مگر اس کے کل میں اس نے موچی سے ٹوٹے ہوئے جوتے جڑوا کر پہنے تھے. تو آنے والا کل کسی کا بہتر بنا سکتے ہیں, آپ اس کا باعث بن سکتے ہیں. اس لیے ایسے کاز کے لیے ایک لمحے کی تاخیر کے بغیر بھی بڑھ چڑھ کر پارٹیسپیٹ کیجیے.
بہت خوبصورت ریما, میں خود بھی کچھ اس سے اچھا نہیں کہہ سکتا جس خوبصورتی سے آپ نے بتایا ہے. اور تھینک یو سو مچ فار شیئرنگ یور پرسنل اسٹوریز. تھینک یو سو مچ. This means a whole lot for myself, the Seattle community, that you are sharing your experiences, your tough time. Obviously ہر ایک نے ریما کی اونچائی دیکھی ہے, اسٹار دیکھا ہے. لوگوں کو پتہ نہیں ہوتا کہ کون کتنی اسٹرگل کر کے وہاں پہنچا ہے اور اب کیا کر رہا ہے. تو بہت بہت شکریہ پرسنل اپنی زندگی کے اپنی وزڈم ہمارے ساتھ شیئر کرنے کا.
اور آپ کو پتہ ہے احمد, طارق سے شادی کی وجہ بھی مین کیا تھی؟ نہ مجھے ان کے عہدے سے کچھ تھا, نہ مجھے ان کی نیشنلٹی سے تھا، نہ مجھے یہ تھا کہ وہ دنیا کی سپر پاور کنٹری میں رہتے ہیں. At the age of 14 I started my career and I travel almost all over the world. مگر مجھے ان کی دو چیزوں نے متاثر کیا، ایک ان کا کردار اور ایک ان کی تعلیم. وہ پڑھے لکھے، ان کو پڑھنے کا شوق. آپ مجھے 10 گھنٹے کیا 100 گھنٹے کسی محفل میں بٹھا دیں جہاں پر اچھی گفتگو ہو، میں ایک سیکنڈ کے لیے بور نہیں ہوں گی. مجھے اتنا اچھا لگتا ہے کوئی اچھی بات کرے، وہ کوئی بچہ ہو، کوئی بوڑھا ہو، کوئی جوان ہو، وہ کسی بھی ایج سے تعلق رکھتا ہو، مگر اچھی بات. کیونکہ یہ مت دیکھو کہ بات کون کر رہا ہے،
بالکل
یہ دیکھو کہ بات کیا کر رہا ہے.
بالکل صحیح فرمایا، بالکل صحیح کہا آپ نے. اچھا ریما، ہمارے پاس اپڈیٹ ریڈی ہے آج کی ڈونیشنز کی، تو لیٹس سیاٹل سی ہاؤ مچ وی ہیو کلیکٹڈ سو فار. ماشاءاللہ ریما، وی ہیو فنڈڈ 43 school, not just the 35 school that Seattle sponsored, but also the additional school, because TCF has 1,652 school, and of course all of these have to be run. 43 school for next year are now sponsored by Seattle for the entire year. You're impacting the life of 7,186 students for the entire year. And we are building a brand new school. تو 27 اسکول کے بجائے اگلے سال انشاءاللہ 28 اسکول سیاٹل کے ہوں گے. بٹ تھینک یو سو مچ سیاٹل، تھینک یو سو مچ فار یور جنراسٹی، کنٹینیو جنراسٹی ایئر آفٹر ایئر. اور ریما، آپ کا بہت 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 شکریہ، آپ ہمارے پروگرام میں آئیں، آپ نے سیاٹل کمیونٹی کو جذبہ دیا ڈونیٹ کرنے کا، آپ نے اپنی زندگی کے چند لمحات ہمارے ساتھ شیئر کیے، اپنی لائف سٹوری ہمارے ساتھ شیئر کی. بہت بہت شکریہ، تہہ دل سے شکر گزار ہیں آپ کا.
بہت شکریہ. اور جانے سے پہلے تمام سیاٹل کمیونٹی کا بہت بہت شکریہ، احمد آپ کا بھی، عائشہ کا بھی، اور سحر کا، تمام لوگوں کا شکریہ کہ آپ لوگوں نے مجھے موقع دیا کہ میں اپنے دل کی باتیں ان پیارے لوگوں سے کر سکوں. اور بس یہی جانے سے پہلے کہوں گی کہ افراد سے قائم ہے اقوام کی تقدیر، ہر فرد ہے ملت کے مقدر کا ستارہ. بس ملینز مور نیڈ یور ہیلپ ٹو کیپ دیئر ڈریمز الائیو. سو پلیز نہ صرف آج بلکہ کنٹینیو کریے گا یہ اچھا کام. اور وہ کہتے ہیں نا، میک ٹوڈے بیٹر دین یسٹرڈے اینڈ ٹمارو بیٹر دین ٹوڈے.
Absolutely, absolutely. With that, Seattle, we have a thank you message from Kids in Pakistan, TCF Kids in Pakistan. I will leave you with that. Thank you so much. Shab bakhair meri taraf se. Assalamu alaikum.
اللہ حافظ.
اللہ حافظ.